Time to run it all. I wake up. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip this. Time to run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Time to run it all. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip this. Time to run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Time to run it all. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip this. Tell them run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell them run it all. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip this. Tell them run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell them run it all. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they getting buried. That's what the devil used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain. I made
mic check, 1, 2,
that I would change.
3.
I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name. I wake up, flex,
5,
down now. Check,
4,
no drip this.
3.
Tell them run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch.
5, 4, 3, 2. Let's get it. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight. Come on with it.
Read it. Run from it. Destiny arrives all the
Put a 1 in the chat. Come on, Cowboy Nation and everyone that's here. The name is Law Nation. And as this room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let that friend or that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. And Ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation's groove from our studios to yours? All right, so the Cowboys draft is over with. It's just one of those things that we got to go over and give our analysis and see what the Cowboys did wrong, what they did right with. How do you guys feel with it? I let the draft guys do the draft stuff. Man, now it's time for me to pull up the tape and let you know everything from A to Z. Desmond Watson. No, technically the draft is not over with, but Desmond Watson is going to the Bucks. Oh my gosh, man, the Bucks killed it in this draft. I may have to pull them up, even though they're not in our division, but they somewhere in our conference, right? So we just got to make sure that, when it's time to face teams, are we doing the right things for our team? And how are we put it like this, are we better? Are we better than what we were last season? Give me that thought track there, y'all. Give me that thought track. Are we better than what we were last season? Are we better? And will we be better than what we were last season? Those are the things that we have to quantify and contextualize, right? And in our division, did our division become better or for worse? And I'm going to tell you, just glancing at it, I think we had a better draft than the Washington team. Just by looking over at them, I think we had a better draft than the Washington team. Let me say that again. I think we had a better draft than the Washington team. But the Giants, and okay, good question. Shout out to you. Get them likes up. Come on, tell them likes to get up there.
What is your profession?
Are we better, baby? Division got better, though. We got to make sure. Damn good draft class opposed to last season. Hey, all right. So everybody gotten better. So you got to follow and play that game, right? So you got to, okay? The Giants got better. The Eagles, to a degree, they got better. So now we got to talk about our beloved Cowboys and see where we are at. Give me 1 second here. Let me see if I can pull up our entirety of our charts right here. And sources are saying that former Colorado's Shiloh going to the Bucks. Oh my gosh, the Bucks is killing it, baby. Oh my gosh, the Bucks is killing it. So they got the big boy 520-pound guy, and now they fool around and got Shiloh. So the Bucks, they just saying, hey, man, we're going to make sure we get things going. All right, so let's start from this, and I appreciate everybody, man. On your way in, hit the like button, man. On your way in, hit the like button. And if you are here, don't be afraid to.
And they understand the cost.
Don't be afraid to support the nation. Shout out to you, Tamika. Thank you for jumping in. All right, so let's start from the bottom and work our way to the top, right? And we're going to start with Tommy. I can't say his last name right now. My Mississippi eyes ain't really seeing how they supposed to see. And I'm going to change this color. Let me just change this color to like a blue or something like that. And we're going to move this somewhere right here. Appreciate everybody. On a scale of 1 to 10, I know he's 464. I'm just playing with y'all and say he's 520. He's a big old boy. He's a half of a ton regardless. All right, so Tommy, what y'all giving Tommy as far as a grade? Any word on the UDFA? I'm just waiting for it to come across. I'm waiting for that message board to come across. I got my people. Got my people looking at this. So what grade do you guys give Tommy? The last pick of the Cowboys draft. What grade are you guys giving Tommy and them? What grade are y'all giving? Or y'all want to do a scale of 1 to 5? We do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or on a scale of 1 to let's do a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. What do you guys give Tommy? A 7. That's from Jackie. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I like to have my shows very much so interactive. And I think the number system is better than the grade system because I can really see where y'all are at with this particular situation. Yes, he's a bigger body guy, right? He's 306 pounds, 6'4". All right, so y'all saying 7, 6, 8. Damn, y'all like him. Y'all like Tommy. We start at the bottom now of the list. All right, so I'm going with the popular number of 6. You guys are giving him a 6. All right, y'all giving him a 6. All right, so he's right there in the middle, and I love that because you guys over here, even though we get passionate, we may get mad and angry and upset at a pick. Y'all know me. Y'all know I'm always gonna measure twice, cut once. So even with Tommy, I think that it do answer a necessary need of ours, and we hoping that we can catch lightning in the bottle. We hope that we can find our version of a Deron Bland from a defensive lineman aspect of it. So you guys giving him a 6. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, 6 is a very high number for 247th pick of the NFL draft. Right? All right, so Tommy is a dog. This is from Dwight. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for your support. And speaking of this, I just look at it like this, Cowboy Nation. You can always know that the free agency period is here now still. And there will be some teams to release some veteran guys from their particular unit because they done drafted someone, right? So that's how that goes. So shout out to you guys for giving Tommy a 6 on that thing. All right, so let me see if I can find the Dallas Cowboys. He joins the show right here. Let's see what we have here. And y'all bear with me. We're going to see what they talking about here on this particular platform about their strategy and what they thought about.
Here on day 3 of the 2025 NFL Draft, we have the brand new offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys, Clayton Adams, joining us now. And Clayton comes from an offensive line background. He was the offensive line coach with the Arizona Cardinals. So, Clayton, I have to start with Tyler Booker, first-round pick. I mean, what are your thoughts overall to have a guy like that in your
Let me know if y'all can hear audio.
I mean, obviously, extremely excited about this unique combination of character, talent, work ethic. You know, that's what really I think you're trying to hunt in the first round is somebody that you know that can play at a really high level, and they're going to achieve that ceiling because of the tools that they have.
It's really incredible to see the type of influence you've already had on the building.
Listen properly.
About that as we go along, and the offensive line seems to be a huge priority going into this offseason for this coaching staff, for the scouting department and the front office. What have kind of been those meetings behind the scenes putting together what this offensive line's going to look like in 25?
Well, I mean, I think it's as high a priority as everything else is you want to build really deep rooms with good and tough players. And
Facts.
One of the things that I've been so impressed with
Was
the
it?
draft process
You heard him?
you know, when there's things that happen and you kind of let it fall the way that it's falling, when the best player is there that's going to make our team the best, we're going to get the thing that we think is the sure thing more than just like, you know what, we really need this position, let's reach a little bit. You know, there doesn't seem to be a lot of reaching in that draft room, and certainly no panic in that draft room, so it's been pretty impressive to watch.
Where do you think that philosophy stems from?
I think probably it just being such a collaborative process up there. You know, Mr. Jones, he really wants to listen to everybody's opinion and take them in. And at the end of the day, he's going to make a decision. You know, he and Steven are going to make a decision on it. But Will McClay and the guys that work over in the personnel department, they turn over every single stone. And they really value the input of the coaches as well. And so, you know, like, again, one of the probably most impressive things about the entire process is just they understand that everything should be valued as a piece of the puzzle, not the entire thing. And so you evaluate things as they come up. And then when we're on the clock, there's options for a lot of different things. But it's, okay, who's the guy that's going to make our team the best, not necessarily just going to be a Band-Aid to cover, you know, a hole in the thing.
That's a good props.
That I think is fascinating about your new staff coming into this draft process is that you not only had to catch up with the guys in the draft, but also catch up on the team once you got hired. Can you just talk about these last couple of months and how busy they have been? Yeah,
I mean, year one, I think everywhere is a little bit busy, but certainly it's been a whirlwind for me. Just trying to really come into a system where the terminology isn't really going to change, which is the right thing to
Right.
do, right? You want to protect the terminology for the players, is certainly when you have a quarterback like Dak Prescott coming back, is why would we make him learn a whole bunch of new terminology when that can be my job to learn that. So that's one piece of it, trying to blend, where do we find nuance and things that we want to do a little bit differently than what we've done in the past. And then, just Shadi and I getting on the exact same page, which he's really been amazing, and probably as good a situation as I could have walked into in terms of somebody who's, this is a new role for me. And so being that the head coach is the person that was in my shoes just last year, he's able to give me a lot of guidance and keep me ahead on things, so I'm not getting hit from the side on like, didn't think about that. He's been great of just being ahead, 2 weeks ahead most of the time, like, hey, this is coming up.
You guys haven't been shy about the fact that you want to run the football. When you look at the interior now with Tyler Smith, Tyler Booker, and Cooper Beebe, what do you like about the combination of those three guys and what they're going to be able to do for you in the run game?
Yeah, big, strong, fast, tough, smart.
Break it down.
Different words that you could use on the interior there. We got a long way to go, and we got to get a lot better in regards to running the football. I think that
he said a long way to go.
Foremost, you do whatever you have to do to win the game. And so I don't think that you go into a game and say, like, well, we're just going to run it 70 times and we're going to see.
You know what I like about this is basically he's breaking down their thought track and their philosophy to this, and that is a great thing of breaking it down. All right, so let's see what we have here. Kentucky defensive back Zion Childress is signing with the Cowboys. So we got a new signee, Zion Childress. So y'all make sure to pull up his information. That's an undrafted guy. So Zion Childress, defensive back. There's a defensive back need on this team, and we know that we are razor blade thin, and teams do tend to circle back and get things going the best way possible. So the Cowboys just signed Zion Childress. So be sure to take heed to his name while it's floating around here, Cowboy Nation. So Zion Childress is signed with the Dallas Cowboys for the foreseeable future here.
What the score ends up being, you got to do whatever you can to win the football game. But creating explosives in the run game is a recipe for creating explosives in the pass game. And hopefully the hope is that by being able to move the line of scrimmage, you're able to
and they understand the cost
differently than just having to drop back all the time. Because I know one thing is it's a heck of a lot easier to block these D linemen when they don't know it's a pass.
Right.
So that's one of the things. And the other part of it, and I truly believe this, is that when somebody can impose their will on you in the run game, it's a disease for the entire team.
Come on with it.
And it affects everybody in a negative way. And conversely, it affects your team in a positive way. It's like, all right, we're going to go out on this drive, and it's going to be bang, 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 and then boom, over the top. Or, maybe you did that on the last drive, and you come out with a play action that hits a deep crosser or something like that.
Don't mind me while I'm editing.
For disaster if you can't run it and they can run it on you.
Cowboys OC Clayton Adams with us here. One of the things we were pumped about is the variance in which you run the football. And coming from Arizona, teams didn't know what the heck you were going to do to them. Is it pin and pull? Is it outside zone? Is it inside zone? What's kind of the vision you have for this rushing attack, and how does Tyler Booker help that?
Well, I think again, first and foremost is you got to do what the guys do well.
Yeah.
And, when I was in Indy in 2021 and we ran the ball well that year, it was mostly outside zone. We went into our first year in Arizona saying, okay, we're going to force the issue here and be an outside zone team. And that wasn't really what fit our players and James, our tailback, the best. And so we had to pivot and figure out, what do we do well? Oh, okay, well, our center is a really good puller. Let's figure out a way to do more of these things. So I think that you go into the situation here saying, all right, what fits our play action game the best, and can our players do it? And if they're struggling with it, can we improve, or do we need to pivot? And I think that that's the recipe for any organization or team or anything that you're trying to have collective success, is you have to figure out what does the pieces that you have, what do they do best, and then put them in those situations consistently.
Coach, this is a really, really deep running back draft. I know you've worked through these names and stuff like that. What's the ideal back for your type of situation? Maybe not a name, but what's the running style of an ideal back that you would like to have in your scheme?
I think at the end of the day, you want contact balance is generally ends up being the number one thing that people look at is, can this guy get on edges of defenders and keep his feet? And then the other thing that everybody's looking for is when you get a guy into the secondary, can he finish? And that's much more difficult to do in the NFL than it is in college football, but you see it. There's guys that they do get themselves into the secondary, and whether it's because they win with speed or it's because they win just by being really difficult to break down to get on the ground. Guys have different ways of doing it, but you contact balance and having the ability to finish.
Stephen was talking yesterday about players taking that jump. One, certainly the first-round pick, Tyler Guyton, from last year. What are some of the things that stand out to you about Tyler and that you can use for him to kind of fit what you're talking about, things that he does well or maybe some things that you want to see him improve?
I'd say a lot of that right now is TBD.
Okay.
Because what I would hate to do is watch last year's tape and say, well, this is exactly who this player is and define it exactly that way. I don't want to do that to him. I want to get out on the grass and really work through some of the pluses and minuses of who he is as a player. So I think what you see is the same thing that I saw when we evaluated him last year in the draft is this guy has the tools to be special. And so right now we're working through it in the meeting room of trying to figure out exactly like, okay, who are we? What are the fundamentals of what we're going to do as an offense? And then when we get out on the grass, we sort the rest of those things out.
Yeah, with what Shadi is trying to build, we've certainly learned over the course of the last couple of months that it's culture first. Culture. Is it unique to the experience that you've had, not only around the league, but in college football, to the type of culture first environment that Shadi is trying to build?
I wouldn't say that saying it is unique. I think that there's a lot of places that say it. What's unique is being able to stick with it and having, the consistent day-by-day philosophy of how we do something is much more important than what we do, and he's been really great that way. There's a lot of teams that say it. Not everybody does it.
I got to ask, you have 3 Tylers on the offensive line. You got nicknames or anything? You're going to have to figure that one out.
Triple T's. Sure there probably are nicknames, but at the end of the day, what I really want is I want like a big old board in there that's the Tyler Power Rankings. Yeah. So by day, it's,
Do they all spell the Tylers the same way?
Number 3 today. Hey, you're leader in the clubhouse. Best
there we
Tyler
go.
in the room.
There we go.
No doubt, man. That's brilliant, man. Appreciate him for jumping in and being part of these conversations. That's Clayton Adams, the Cowboys' new offensive play caller, and we'll see whether or not what he's going to bring to the table. But in the meantime, in the between time, the Cowboys also have the presser.
I think those 4 backs are a good start for us.
We'd have been up. We would have gone earlier on running back. I can tell you right now, we would have gone earlier on running back had there not been such numbers of players at that position.
Right.
And so we got what we should have done and took with those earlier picks some players that really are going to soft. But everybody that has ever seen a draft board or what have you, all of us were concurring that there were a lot of running backs in this draft. So we felt real good about being, in those pick levels where we were picking those backs.
Yeah, I think, go back to the 2 free agents.
Appreciate you, Rhonda.
Like, we were thrilled to get those guys. We know they've played the game. They've got traits. They've been awesome the first 2 weeks. But it's a position you always want to build competition. It's a rugged position, and Will's already hit Jaden. The thing I'll say about Phil, from our standpoint, is the compliment to Jaden. But Clayton being around James Conner. I'm not comparing him to James Conner, but some of the things we can do from the gap schemes and things like that.
Oh, I preach.
Saw Phil do at Clemson, and we really like that.
Jerry Todar from ESPN. One position he didn't get was wide receiver. Is that something you guys look at for agency and trades? You talked about substitute trades.
Appreciate you for the 300 stars, Jordan. Appreciate you.
It was a big time thought that the train station, if improvement is needed from what we've got on campus. And so I'm looking at same sheet maybe you got in front of you that I have in front of me, and it said shows our number 4 pick here, and no, it says our number 114 pick trade to Carolina for Jonathan Mingo.
Well, come on, Jerry, got to stretch that go out
there. And so my point is that Steven says it best. It's a 24
Blue Mafia, baby.
Year around.
Put Blue Mafia in the chat for our running backs.
At receiver in any way. And as a matter of fact, as we got on into the draft, the likelihood of creating competition, if we did go out and did something that's important to us in free agency, started making the depth we've got on the roster right now with our possible 2s and 3s that might be competitive there if we brought someone that was obvious to everybody he's your second man. So I'm just giving you
Leon, but
the idea that we could if the opportunity comes up.
Your ass crazy. You crazy.
Cornelius, how do you guys view him? Is he a tackle? Is he a guard?
He's an offensive lineman that has the ability to swing. And I think in the NFL nowadays, we really cross-train guys, and to give you flexibility.
Cowboys just signed Justin Barron.
Do that. We think he can go inside as well as play outside. So that gives
Syracuse.
us flexibility with the numbers and our guys, and an opportunity for those guys to compete.
John Machado with Athletic O'Brien. Just what was your first draft like as a head coach, and just I don't know if there's any moments or anything else stand out that
Justin Barron
that you always remember from this first draft as head coach.
Yeah, I think to not start at the beginning. I mean, think about when we started this process, 4 weeks ago, I guess, and Stephen referenced this, the amount of time it took us to put this board together. I mean, it took us a lot of long hours and long, hard conversations, and the beauty of it was all that hard work came together.
Beauty
because
is
I really
her
felt
name.
like when we got into the draft process, these guys can speak to it. Really, we trusted the process and we trusted the board. So I think it proves that rolling up your sleeves and going to work and having the hard conversations before the weekend hits, right? When the weekend hits, right, there's emotion and there's things going on, but I thought, just the leadership of these 3 guys allowed us
Shout out to you, James Brown.
Conversations that we had almost at nauseum at times setting the board, but getting it set right. That allowed us to do that. And in terms of a memory I'll take, I think there's more than just one. But to be able to sit in that room just a little bit ago before we came in here and thank everybody that was a part of this, that's what matters. It's not just the 4 of us up here that need to be congratulated on what we think is a great draft. It's everybody that's sitting behind those doors that helped us put this thing together.
Brian would stand up on any part of the draft, at any point in the draft, he would stand up, and someone might mention a player. Okay, so we hadn't been sitting there studying and looking in his computer and looking to see. And without even blinking, he knew that player and said that guy had this happen for him at school, and he's down to that. Remember, we had a little there, just knew him as well as anybody in the room, and had obviously given that kind of effort to learn these players. So I'll tell you this right now, I don't know if he's ever had the opportunity or been in a position of where he could show that in a draft room. But as head coach, he can sure show it in this draft room, and does. So my hat's off to you, Shotty. You've really done your homework.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. You guys drafted a couple of interior defensive linemen, Will and Shotty. Just your thoughts on what you guys picked up late in the draft there.
Yeah, I think what we tried to do with Jay Toai and King Basote is to get bigger, more physical, add more competition in there. The way that Fluce has come in and talked about playing defense. We're going to be running after the football. We're going to be playing aggressive, physical football, and we're going to ask guys to run and play fast. So we tried to get guys that were able to do that and bring that attitude and that physicality that we need. And these guys fit that bill.
Are they both noses?
They're defensive tackles.
Yeah, and the one thing I would add is, again, when you watch the style of defense that we play and the penetrating style of our defense, it's one that these guys fit perfectly because they're both disruptive. And when they start going north and south, whether you're Jay at 335 pounds or whatever he is, or Tommy at 310, it's like they're disruptive. They're knocking people back. They're affecting not just the quarterback, they're affecting the running game because the backs don't have the chance to press the hole, and there's knockback, and backs don't like that. So thrilled at finding those guys, and think they both add a ton to an already very, very talented defensive line.
Nick Harris, 4-Star Telegram. What enticed you guys about moving up and grabbing Shamar James? And then, Brian, you got a Florida Gator.
I just think that the position and him being a player that fit the scheme and what we're trying to do, you've got to continue to add people. In this day and age, linebackers play, you have two that play predominantly most of the game because of all the nickel and stuff. So they have to be able to cover. They have to be able to pressure the quarterback. And this kid plays like he loves the game of football. And there's no turning down anything. He's running 100 miles an hour. So just adding that to the group gives us more depth with our, we have Overshown. We're waiting for him. We've added some guys. So you've got to have quality depth and competition.
Yeah, and I would say, again, I was a little disappointed because I don't think Shamar even knew I went to Florida. So I guess it's been a long time since I've been there.
Been a long time.
National champs, by the way, Shamar, if you're listening. But the thing about him is he's a young player. Instincts, like Will talked about, really like his ability to rush the passer. He's got great disengagement skills with his hands. So obviously linebackers in Matt Eberflus's defense are going to be tasked with doing a lot of different things. But really just a good strong player at different levels for us.
When you hit that late in the draft with pick 247, are you still sticking to the board, or are you looking at a stack and saying, hey, that will probably be a tough guy to sign and undrafted? Let's go ahead and
that was a home team pick.
The board. I mean, that's why we put it up. The hours that we put in, the conversations we've had, the things that we've done to put that board up, you have to stay with it. You don't want to go reach around. And there's a discipline to it, and the discipline putting it together, and they've also instilled the discipline in following that board as we go through. And if you follow the board, you have an opportunity to pick up good players at the right value and continue to grow your team.
One of the things fired me up right before we got here is we signed 5 college free agents, not signed, but agreed to. They're coming this way.
Who are they?
On our board. And
break them down.
One of them was at the top of our board at the end of the draft. So, those things, obviously they're up there for a reason, and we think a lot of them, and, that's important. As y'all all know, we take a lot of pride in the free agency after the draft as well. We think that's the second draft, and there's a lot of good players we've gotten that weren't drafted that came here as college free agents and did really well.
I added cumulative at one time. I think it was when we'd had our 6th or 7th pick. And I looked at
y'all hit them likes, man.
NFL grades on those players.
We're going to hold y'all in contempt of court.
Those players. And then I added up our grades on the 6 guys I was looking at. We were 40% lower average pick than the grades, the consensus or our grades. In other words, we had come in and gotten them when we had a 2 on them, and we'd gotten them at 4, or we'd gotten at X. So both ways, we had really, as a group, come in.
G. Cuddy, $9.99.
Much.
Paul Jerry. I really think this will work with the lack of weapons, e.g. delusional, or this is a 2 years plan with weapons coming next year.
All right, well, sure, could be a 2-year deal.
Lesser round than.
I appreciate you for the support, Cuddy. Yeah, Cuddy.
Than the grades, that consensus grades, or that, then frankly, we got them in a later round for the grades that we had on them, and we had a lower grade on them than we got them with a higher grade in that round. I still don't know if I said that.
Damn, Jerry.
Help me out.
I got the gist.
Write it down so I can look at it and see that's what I'm trying to say.
I ain't gonna even lie.
One of the kind of themes looking at the guys today and really throughout this whole draft process, you guys picked a lot of team captains. Was that something that was important for you?
I would love to be talking like Jerry when I get that age.
In terms of that aspect of what they bring to the table and why?
Well, I don't think we kept track of who was the team captain, who wasn't. We certainly wanted guys that had leadership. I thought Jerry spoke to it, really very well last night, just talking about what the leadership skills of a Tyler Booker will bring, or a Michael Irvin when he was here. character does matter, and it's not the only thing, but we feel like we've got some incredible football players, but they're also going to be influencers in the locker room. They're going to be guys that practice hard. They're going to be guys that play the right play style. They play to the whistle. They're going to give us what we want, which is 4 quarters and beyond. And again, that's a kudos not to really us. It's to the scouts. They're the ones in the school talking to not just one person, but 5, 6, 7 people, the equipment manager, all the different people, and saying, tell me about this player, tell me about this kid. And without their work, none of this would happen. So, again, kudos to them. They're the experts here. They're the ones that really deserve all the glory for the hell of a job that this draft has been.
Well, I'd have to say this, kudos to the coaching staff, too. You got a new staff that comes in together. You're building that staff. And the process that we've started is everybody communicating. And Jerry and Steven, they push us to do that. So you got a new staff that comes in, and we're asking to know these players. Again, they're putting up playbooks, and they're trying to get to know our players, but they spent an inordinate amount of time also in this process helping to know and understand the players so that we had a great feel for who we were bringing in.
You better watch out. If you see a kind of a consensus or you see an agreement, and whoever's looked at him, coach, scouts, what have you, and they look over and say, God knows this guy just, he just causes you to feel funny around him. He just has got some energy.
Are you shitting me?
That's real stuff. That really is real.
Damn.
And these guys look for it.
That boy big.
But, the reason I want that is I have really seen that work for us with the Dallas Cowboys, and those guys are around. That boy Booker we had in here. Now, I'm going to tell you something. That's an energy in that room right there that can be very contagious. Again, I compared it to Michael. Well, they're worlds apart in what they fundamentally are with their lives and that type of thing. But one thing about Michael Irvin now, boy, if you touched him, you popped. Your clothes sparked if you touched old Michael. And I'm being overly demonstrative here, but that's
Josh Kelly signed with the Cowboys, I believe.
Players.
I don't know if it's confirmed, but I'm gonna reshare it.
Skylar Dixon with the AP. Brian, Jerry mentioned earlier you've been around a long time, been in a lot of draft rooms. But
Trayshawn Holden.
What kind of idea did you have about the kind of voice?
Is headed to the Cowboys.
And how did that play?
Look him up, y'all. Look up Trayshawn Holden.
I knew going in that obviously there's some incredible minds that have been doing this a long time at a high level. But I was made to feel very comfortable that this would be a organizational decision. And again, I've talked about, I think, every day we've been up here, like the disagreements that we had 2 and 3 weeks ago that we worked out and decided, okay, well, let's maybe go do a little bit more work on this guy. And, hey, let's throw the film on with the scouts and a couple of the coaches. Those things made it to where it was very, very easy. And so when we debated and had some of these conversations, I feel like we gave, Jerry and Steven the ideas and our thoughts, and they were convicted. And they were able to make the decisions ultimately, and that doesn't happen. I know I keep saying it. That doesn't happen without all the hours of work and disagreements and discussions and that happened during the draft readings that we did for 3-4 weeks.
Jerry complimented you on, kind of being on top of player Y or Z when it came up with kind of a quick answer. What does that mean to you to hear that from him, and how much pride do you take in that preparedness, even though it's kind of the draft side and not necessarily the X's and O's side?
Well, that's an incredible compliment. It's the way it should be. This is important. We're building a team. We're truly building a team. We're not just collecting talent. And so to know these guys backwards and forwards and to be able to speak and, hey, look, my input, my decision wasn't always exactly how maybe it played out. But again, I feel humbled that he would say that. But again, it's not about me. It's about the process and the guys that work together, and whether it's Klein Kubiak, Mitch, Chris Vaughn. I mean, just all the guys that were involved. It made it really, really special for me, and I'll remember this first one for a long time.
I think that you are really misleading yourself if you do not realize the higher the accountability, the more at stake, the more your ass is on the line, really on the line. This is my opportunity that I've thought about, dreamed about all my life. The more that is on it, you get more attentive than you've ever been before as an offensive coordinator when your line is on the line for the Dallas Cowboys and the NFL as a head coach. I really believe that. And I think it's underestimated. It doesn't take away from professionalism. It doesn't take away from the talent.
Give him some tussing.
Career people at all. But boy, I have seen it all my life that when it is your foot that might get stepped on, that there's just more attention. And I'm going to tell you something. I saw it. And I've been with him as he's been in a coordinator, has been in 2 or 3 draft groups with him as a coordinator. I saw it as a draft. There is more intensity involved. And so that's just, it's part of what you get when you change, if it works right.
Shot.
Saudis of The Athletic. Brian, not exactly a draft question, but as it's been mentioned that there could be more activity coming up, where do you see Kevontae Turpin in the kind of player he is, the kind of weapon? How do you think that you can use him and elevate his role?
Here.
Yeah, I think he's a dynamic weapon. I think he's a dynamic player. I can't say enough about his growth in the understanding of the football scheme over the last couple of years. Actually going through these last 2 weeks with the players as we're diving back into the playbook and stuff, of course, with the veteran players we're talking about, the game-changing plays that he's made for us, whether it's a big explosive play against Pittsburgh where we hit him down the middle of the field versus cover 2, a run play that he had against Carolina where we lined him up at running back, and then, of course, the one that a lot of people remember, the highest play speed of the year against Houston where we hit him on a little slant. Dynamic weapon, but again, it's Kevontae doing the work to be able to move him around, and there's really nothing he can't do. We're moving him in positions that two years ago I would have been like, I don't know if that would work out. And again, that's a testament to him. But incredible talent, but it's awesome to see him maturing as a football player.
Obviously, Jerry mentioning about the value. I'm curious, of the 9 picks that you guys had, is there one that stands out to you as someone who's done this homework so much about you can't believe you got that player at that spot, the value of that player?
No, I wouldn't say anything like that to single anybody out or any decision out. I'm very happy about the process and what we went through to come up to where we put them on the board, how we stayed to our process, and then where we got them at.
Gotta leave the flavor saver on the beard.
Do the work. So if you follow the board and it comes.
You wipe the beard off at the end.
I think you have a chance of being successful, and we did that.
Garrett.
Garrett Podell, CBS Sports. You end up with 5 picks along the offensive or defensive line in this class. Going into this draft, did you have an idea that it was going to turn out that way, and why do you think it did turn out that way?
I think the game's won in the trenches. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a big man's game. Jerry always likes to say it should be a different sport. If you're playing there in the trenches, offensive, defensive line, it's a whole lot different kind of work than it is if you're a quarterback, running back, DB. Different world. And, I think that's where the games are won and lost. We've got a division that is, we have a lot of good teams in our division, and they're strong on their fronts.
The flavor saver.
We gotta keep up with that and have the answers. And so, I think that just, to me, it points to the fact that we stress that. It's important to have a strong offensive line and a strong defensive line, and we'll continue with that. And we want to get it right. We had a tough year last year with some injuries, that bit us a little bit, and so you can't have enough of them. And that's why we continue and will continue to pick guys in the fronts.
And Brian, how comfortable do you feel with the wide receiver position that you do have, considering no wide receivers were selected?
That burger didn't stand a chance, man. It's the last of it.
This last night, we've got a really good group of young receivers that we're excited to see them take the next step. again, I just talked about Terp, right, who's maybe not as young as the other guys, the Flournoys, the Jalen Brooks, JT, Mingo. We've got guys with skills, and through this new scheme that we're putting in, and the new influence of Junior Adams coming in, watching the development, and even just seeing the excitement that CD has for some of these guys and the traits that they have. But at the end of the day, we're not done, and that's not just at the receiver position. We're committed to always looking for, more competition and more players at every spot, and but. Again, we're excited about these young guys and excited for them to take the next step.
Kevin.
Kevin Sherrington, Dallas Morning News. Brian, Stephen had mentioned that there would be a kind of a complement of what Moffitt does.
Mingo.
I'm wondering if you've got an idea that going into next season you would anticipate would be running back by committee?
Yeah, I don't know. It's still too early to say that. I think what we definitely did was we improved the competition in that room. I would think that both Javonte and Miles will not be intimidated by these two guys. I think that Jaden and Phil will both come in, and they've got a big learning curve, but they're both the right type of guys that will pick the system up fast. And the strange thing about the running back position is you really don't find out about them until you get out to Oxnard. You can put the pads on, and running around out there in shorts is a little bit different than running through 330-pound defensive linemen sticking their arms out and linebackers filling holes and linebackers blitzing through the A-gap and things like that. But I will say this, we feel like we've, through this offseason, built a incredibly strong running back room.
Do you feel like both of those guys that y'all drafted today are capable of being a starting running back?
I would hope so. Otherwise, we wouldn't have drafted them.
Sydney.
Sydney Staples, DG10 Sports for Coach. Is there a particular moment from these past 3 days that you were able to really take and remember this being your first draft as a head coach?
I found a little straggler.
I think you get so caught up in the work and the process. I'm not dodging the question. I think there's so many, of those moments. There's truly not one.
Double cheeseburger.
Again, it was an incredible process to go through with these guys who just getting to know them, and the process has been awesome. When I took the job, I promised Jerry that no one would outwork me in this role.
Oh, I love that.
So that's something I've really taken to heart and tried to believe in. But again, it's Will and Steven and the scouts and all those guys, and just I think the excitement. And there's not one pick. I think the excitement when you're adding a new guy to your team and he's a hell of a football player, but he's also an incredible leader, and he's going to be an influencer, and he's a competitor and all those things. The excitement and the pure passion on not just one person's face, the entire room. And you guys probably don't see it with the tape delay and stuff. Sometimes it's in there, but there's a lot of jubilation and a lot of excitement with the way the board fell to us, and that's not just through good fortune. That's through working your ass off.
I want to extend that question to you three as well, if there's any particular moment that stands out to you.
For me personally, I like Shotty said, I think it's the whole experience from Thursday to prepping for the first round and going through the exercises and doing all the things we've done to Friday to and we were prepared for each one, and the experiences that you have and the commitment that people have to getting it right and the work that we did. And it's not just the scouts. We had the analytics department. We had, all those people join in to make sure this process was right, and everybody was engaged in it, and everybody was realized the importance of it. So I think the whole process for me, these 3 days, it makes the rest of the year and all the pain and lack of sleep, it matters because of the work that everybody
fatality.
To me, you're either
That ball
getting
done.
better or you're getting worse. There's no flat. And one of the things that was really interesting to me is Matt Eberflus.
Got a few little crumbs left over.
Has been in a lot of draft rooms with us. And
it's over.
Took his journey and went to Indy and went to Chicago and came back around, and he just said, I'm blown away by how this process has evolved. And you do it so much differently than you did when he was here 7 years ago.
It's all gone.
Ago. I don't know the exact number, but I think that's part of it. And I think part of the thing that helps you evolve is you continue, and I know Will does this, but you you pick the brains of people who've been in other draft rooms. We've got, we've got John Parks, who's head of analytics, came from the Indy draft room, and he was with Eberflus, and they share with you, some of the interesting things they did that maybe we could do better. And I think that's all a part of it. You have to continue to look for ways.
Flawless
To
victory.
improve your process, or people are going to catch you and people are going to pass you up. But hats off to
Finish him.
our scouting department and all of our people that are involved in
All
it.
I ask.
Don't think they got the market cornered on this. You gotta continue to look for ways to improve the process. We'll continue to do that. I think we did overall a really nice job this year, but I also think
I'm still hungry.
Always look for ways to get better.
Somebody DoorDash me some more food.
A camera in the draft room, and agreed to do it with ESPN. They assured us that they would not portray or show something that would be demeaning to a player or his family or whatever. That was the assurance.
That's my favorite pick of the draft right here, Jadon Blue.
I thought it was such a great idea.
I like him.
There are several parts of football that I've always thought, apart from watching the game, that were really part of the entire feeling what it's all about. And I think that's why it has become so popular, not because of the draft room alone, but because when you get in the weeds of all the different things that make this game tick and make it operate, you get in it, there is some of the greatest entertainment and drama that you could ever have happen. And guess what? It goes on year-round in the NFL. And so I've done nothing over the years but just become just almost where I have to sit back in astonishment as to what goes on in the draft and the anticipation and the hope and the strategy.
Give him some milk.
People wanting to make the coaches, scouts wanting to make do the best they can do. And I just don't.
Shout out to you, Gracia. Thank you for the $15 cash app.
My personal life.
Y'all keep sending me money. I'm gonna
be a part of the process and sit in a draft room.
I'm gonna get me a T-bone steak.
I love it, and I can be anywhere I want to be. And so my point is, it is a dynamic, and it has just
Josh
as a
Kelly.
lot of things in football do. It has a lot of the
Man,
elements of
Steven.
life's experience in it. It has a lot of ups and downs and miscues and disappointments and people surprising you and all that kind of stuff. Just the process of going in and looking at these players' families and looking at their journey to be where they are right there. That's an amazing thing. And so this thing is a high. It is a real high. And I think that on top of the other things that you're hearing about, this thing is, boy, you could just go.
This is what Stephen Jones need right here.
Several days here on top
Need some
of it.
zinc.
So it's an exciting time. It's a big
Get you some
part
zinc.
of the whole process for me, as far as fans, or as far as certainly the people that are lucky enough to get to work in it.
Step outside and let the sunlight hit you. Y'all done?
Diggs, do we know when he'll be ready?
What?
Do we don't have an idea when Trevon Diggs will be ready at all?
Only the Lord knows. I'm teasing you. No, we have a good idea. He's working hard. That's very important because if he will be very good.
He putting some cover over it. He putting some cover over it. Y'all hear that?
Then he'll get back quicker, and he will arrive when he does get back sounder than if he has not worked as hard. He's more subject to injury. He's learned that one time. So my point is, I have a lot of hope that his actual rehab and experience from the time before is really helping him out, and I think it has.
You know, Steven said mentioned something last night that Savon.
What's your point?
And I don't know what. Do you have a confidence that both of those guys will be ready for the start of the season? And does Elam have any slot? Is he an outsider or insider? How do you look at him?
He's more of an outside guy.
Secrets.
Yeah.
Stephen Jones, man, you need to get up off there, man.
He does that. Yeah, he has some flex, but yeah, he's played mostly outside.
And to clarify,
Coughing and carrying on.
Siobhan, he'll start on PUP maybe at the start of training camp. We suspect he'll come off PUP during training camp, not start the season, which is a difference. Once you start the season, you're there for 4 weeks.
And Diggs could start the season in that situation.
He could, and Overshown could.
And could Siobhan.
They all could.
It's
yeah.
all.
Anytime you
doable.
start there, you can end up there.
It's all doable that they're out here and will use good judgment. In other words, at the stage that they are of being ready to go. We don't want to go out and win the Super Bowl out there the first day of training camp.
How about Sam Williams?
Ready.
Sam's ready.
When time comes.
Will he be ready for OTAs?
They'll be limited.
Yeah, but that's judgment. I mean,
But we expect him to be a go for camp.
Doing
why?
great.
Why push?
Players Association, they do these surveys, as you know, with all the teams. And for the last few years, there's been questions about strength and conditioning. Not so much, you need more guys in strength and conditioning staff. And there were questions about the Brett and those guys. How much did you reevaluate those departments this offseason?
Yeah, there's 3 areas of that area that are involved. There's number one, the area of training to prevent ever having an injury, and that's an area.
You're gonna get your daddy sick, man.
You can be good at really taking great care of it when you have an injury and addressing it and getting it repaired. And you can be outstanding at the rehab portion after you've had the injury. But you might have some complaints if you say, well, we could do better preventing the injuries and could do better there. So when I saw the same poll,
Drink it all,
I had to
Stephen.
look this up too, just so you know where we're coming from.
Put some of that Hennessy in
No,
there.
seriously, there's 3 distinct areas. And I think you'll see that the criticism was that maybe we aren't up to par in terms of preventing the injuries, which is a subject to debate there very, very much. So my answer is, to the end that we need to get better in any area around here to have people available to play, that's a no-brainer. That is an absolute no-brainer.
It's surprising because your guys are considered the best in the league at what they do.
It surprised us, but that's okay. We can take a little criticism and we can do. Let me say this. I'll assure you we jumped right in there and got on it strong, and because the one thing that I sure want to do out here is, if there's a way to do it, is have people available to play.
We still think they're the best in the league. I mean, they are. It's just a matter of figuring it out and making sure there's not something we could do a little better.
You might have needed a little more staff on the prevention. We go with it. They do it different ways. They do with it away from campus, or they do with it on campus. We do with it a little bit away. We sit down and take a look at it, of course. Now, basically, I'm pretty pleased with how we, I don't want to say this just right, please. I have a high priority in being good to players. A high priority. Very high. And in a lot of different ways. A lot of different ways. There's been more of them go across the country to see their aunt's funeral than in my plane and you can ever shake a stick at.
Jerry, let me get that plane one time for
I'm
you.
serious.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I want to be almost as good to them as I am to you, Clarence.
Is your starting quarterback on target to be ready for OTAs to do some stuff, or is he a little, where's he at in this process?
Just as you would expect. We're gonna
Young
be,
star, you said Elijah.
very cautious, but and conservative. But if you left it up to him, he'd be out here throwing them ready to play the Giants on Monday night. But obviously we're going to monitor him and help manage
Is that
him.
two
and
people up there sick?
Make sure he makes good decisions.
Oh, that's still
when
Steve.
it comes to pushing it, because he wants to go out there and be rolling yesterday.
4.540.
Todd.
Sorry. Shotty, how much would that help? By limiting Dak a little bit, help Milton get up to speed with what you guys.
It'd be great. Yeah, I think, the one thing I'd add to what Steven said is Dak and I were laughing about this the other day. He's in the 30-year-old club. And when you get to that 30-year-old club as a quarterback, you take a little bit less reps. And it was good to get that to him now. But it's just great for the development of Joe. And
let me pause right quick. Shout out to you, young star. He says the Cowboys signed, what's his name again? Elijah Clark. He's a 4.540 guy. He's versatile. He can play safety and cornerback. Or split. He's inside the slot. Good eye balance between quarterback and receiver when playing off man. He's a good height, man, like 6'1", 188. You know, he got to get a look. Got to eat a sandwich or eat a burger. I just ate a burger. He got to eat one of them. With undercut routes, chance to play, rallies. This is my favorite time, man, of the year. I love these undrafted guys. I'm going to go dig deep into their tapes. Limited ball production, below average foot quickness, unable to run down wideouts, but too small. But at the end of the day, I can't wait to see him, man. Appreciate you, young star. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Will Greer and those guys, but he's doing great.
Let me look up Josh Kelly. Appreciate you.
Will, how's your team celebrating tonight, you and the Scouts?
We're getting to work on the next draft. I'll put it that way. No, we're going to go up and have a good time and enjoy it and celebrate and get ready for the next one tomorrow.
Hell, we celebrated Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
All right, we're going to close out with David Moore, as appropriate.
David Moore. Y'all better stop glazing David Moore.
This is for whoever wants to answer this one. You talked about the discipline and the process in this draft, and understanding the board looks a lot different when you're coming off a 7-10 season versus a 12-5 season as far as what you can do. Is it a little easier to stay disciplined and stay on the board when you're coming off a 7-10 season in general versus a 12-5 or 2 and 3 12-5s where you're saying, well, if we just have this spot or this spot, we can do something here?
Yeah, I think the disappointing.
I think he went undrafted because he runs a 4.740. He is 6'1", 186. He needs a sandwich. These 180 guys, they're gonna need a sandwich, man, or a burger. All right, double patty. Give him a triple patty. Give him a triple patty. Dang! Josh Kelly spent 6 years in college. God dog, boy, he was in college forever, man. He got to be careful. He fooled around and been in there so long, and he see a freshman, he can go to jail. Above average catch radius, production last 2 seasons, play strength to fight through, early route contact, snap off his release really quickly. Okay. Work on seams into safeties, adequate willingness, meaning that he don't give a dog if he go in between and somebody finna safety finna come down and peel him back. Able to contort in the air to make a highlight catch. I like that. Good hands and toughness. All right, so below average separation, as if though we don't already have that. Not fast enough to beat swatting DBs, meaning that if they drop it back and they sitting on their stance, I love it, boy. I love it, boy, when I played that. I know I'm faster than you. I sit on that route. Shoot, I'm jumping on them balls. I know for sure, and pause is necessary. I'm jumping on to catch the interception, basically. And I know if he get by me, I can pivot, get that inside hip, force him to the outside, because that's all I play is boundary technique. That's what I do. But lack catch radius and extension for tall throws, though. So he got to be right there on the money, slow to accelerate, made questionable decisions on punt returns. Of course, he's a 4.7 guy. You put him on punt returns. Why would you do that? Yeah. Josh Kelly, nice, but I can't wait to see him, though. I'm going to look up all his tapes.
To perceive or to have more holds.
Shallow went to Bucks.
We would want to go forward with for this year. I've never known when you had a disappointing season. And by the way, we had some things position-wise, personnel-wise, that frankly, beginning last year, I thought we had addressed at least through the next couple of years.
Hey, my guy says, the Reapers said, wait a minute now, Jerry Rice ran a 4.7. That's the GOAT. I think football was different during those time frames. But everything is so technically sound. Players are bigger, faster. I'm not saying that Jerry Rice wouldn't been able to be Jerry Rice in this modern day age. But, man, because we do know Rice was slow, Chris Carter was slow, Herman Moore was slow, Irvin Fryer was slow, you know what I'm saying? Michael Irvin didn't run no fast 40 time either, so it's just different, man. But those guys back in those days, man, Ronnie Lott wish you could run fast, right? And you flew around and catch a ball in the middle of that field. Decapitation, I'm going to look up Holden too, Rakeem. I hope that he's really good because that's the Oregon kid, right? I'm going to look up him too. Yeah. How do you feel about Kendall Paul? Did we get Kendall Paul? Be on the lookout for Kendall Paul. We better go get Kendall Paul.
But as anything, you've got to play the game.
KP!
See where you are. And so there's no doubt we probably are doing things personnel-wise that we wouldn't have done had we been in the Super Bowl. Now, that might have caused us to have a little more pressure on losing players, too, had we been in the Super Bowl, which is the same dynamic. Success causes the players to look better. And when you're not successful, nobody looks like they want to look. But I think it does impact you. Yes, I do. And probably that's real. In other words, that probably did show that you needed to rethink where you are there, whether it be talent-wise or what you're trying to do with the talent you got.
All righty. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right, back to the program here. Appreciate the Cowboys.com. Be sure to reach out to them. All of the information, once the video is uploaded, will be in the description for using their information. But be sure when you go there, you just click on it and say, hey, man, Law sent me here, what have you. If you can, put it in the comment box. That would be nice. All right, so let me know if Kendall Paul, I'm waiting to see whether or not what team he goes to. The boy ran a 4.27. He's really fast. He's fast, right? Did we sign Bond? I don't know. I'm waiting for all of the news. I'm in this like Pamela, thank you so much for the Cash App. Ooh, girl, appreciate you so much. Boy, you and Garcia shoe. Y'all might see me eat a steak over here in a few. That burger was good, y'all. All right, so where were we? We were somewhere talking about the Cowboys, and we was giving grades out, right? That's where we was at. Let's do this because it's going to be like an all-day thing, all-night thing. I want to go over everything very, very swiftly, and I appreciate you. Kendall Paul is 5'9", 160. Yeah. But he's he's a fast guy, man. He's learning like a 4.27, really fast. All right, so I don't know if did we hear the secret audio of Shamar Jones? No, I think we did. Did we hear? We didn't hear this one. Okay, let me see. Hold on. Might go to commercial break. Hold on.
Hello, Jay?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Will McClay with the Cowboys. I got somebody who wants to talk to you. Hold on.
What up?
Jay, this is Jerry Jones with the Cowboys.
What up, Coach?
Hey, man, I am proud to tell you we just drafted you.
Appreciate that, Coach.
Well, we're excited. We're really excited about it, and I've got a lot of support. You can hear it in the background in here, but a lot of support for you. You're a hell of a football player. And
Man, they called him while he was in the club. Old boy was in the club with it. All right, man. We listen to those secret audios later, man. Since we cookie presser for time, and time is what it is. All right. So what I've been doing is, if you go to my Twitter page, right? Smoke, appreciate you, man. Smoke got them all right here. Smoke one for you. Hold on for me. Let me go to that tweet. Appreciate you, Smoke. Smoke been underground working for your boy. Smoke been underground working for your boy over here, man. He says, Law, check this out. Is this blogging the boys? As long as it's not behind a paywall. Okay. If Kendall Paul getting signed tonight, boy, I'm gonna leave. We gonna go grab a few drinks with him. Well, not with him, but with the pops and everything. All right, so salute to my guy. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that this look real good. Okay, salute, man. Y'all put smoke one for you. Put a S. Put smoke one for you in the chat, man, for sending me this over, man. Appreciate you, man. You're a real one. All right, so shout out to Blogging the Boys too, because they the ones that got all of this research going. So the Cowboys signed DB Zion Childress, right, via Jeremy Fowler, right. They also signed Trayshawn Holden. I'm gonna look up his tape. They signed Texas Tech Josh Kelly. They also signed Auburn tight end Rivaldo Fairweather. So for all the Fairweather fans, we got the guy with Fairweather in his name. All right, smoke one for you. Appreciate you, man. Auburn tight end Fairweather. Okay, Syracuse Elijah Clark. They also signed Justin Barron. I don't know if he related to Jade Barron, but he's the Justin Barron, and he's the linebacker. They signed Tyler, another Tyler. We are the team of Tylers, and we are the team of Jalen's. I don't know what these mamas was doing in 2000 because these kids got to be born right around 2000. So I don't know what these mamas were thinking when the baby came out of the triple room of the darkness. They said, I'm going to name him Jalen. What about Tyler? I don't know why everybody naming their kids Tyler or Jalen. Shoot. What happened to Pookie and Kamika and all of this? What happened to those others? What happened to these other names? Dan the man. And the Cowboys also signed Stephen F. Austin's cornerback, Bruce Harmon. Okay, is another cornerback. All right, and then they signed Eastern Kentucky, Mike Smith Jr. So Kendall Paul either will be signed by the, I want to say Denver, because Denver was really looking into it. Angie says Tyler Gang equals meaty push. Tyrese, what happened to Tyrese? What happened to the Kelvins? All right, so let me do this while everything is being populated. My face is going to freeze for a quick second here, and it should unfreeze. Okay, so we looking at these signings, and I'm gonna see if I can give Blogging the Boys the credit right here. Hold on with me, and I'm gonna repurpose this on my channel stuff. And I appreciate everybody. And we're going to go over these grades of what the Cowboys done or need to do in order to propel themselves, because, is it right here? Yeah, so we're going to go over these grades right here, and we're going to go over this team and see what we need to do. All right, so hold on. Give me 1 second. I just got to give these guys credit because I don't want nobody to be like, hey, man, you took my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Without giving me proper credit, and then I get mad, and then they get mad, and then.
Sister Soul star $10. Sister
Soul, appreciate
Smash them likes, thumbs up, and share content, please. And thank you, Scissor Heart.
Scissor. Appreciate Scissor too. Yeah. Put credit, blogging the boys, and boom, we gonna go right here. Yeah, and we gonna publish this, and we'll see what people are saying in a few, because they're gonna talk about this all over the airways. So bear with me. I'm going through maybe later, and it should be populating. Okay, good. All right, let me go to Instagram. We still got him running. And I can't pull up Instagram blank because, Instagram being gramming. All right, so with that being said, all right, let's start all the way over with the grades, man. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to you, Smoke One, for you. Appreciate you for jumping in. And thank you for all what you do for the nation. Thank you so much. All right, so when we want to give the grade to, let's start from the top now, man. I started at the bottom. Y'all gave that dude a 6. Tyler Booker. What grade do you beautiful people give Tyler Booker on this particular show? What grades will you guys give Tyler Booker on this particular show? Well, the draft grade. What draft grade? No, forget it. Bump that. Forget grades. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give Tyler Booker? On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give Tyler Booker as our interior offensive lineman? It's not given to him. He's going to have to fight, and he's going to have to go through it. The craziest thing of it all, we just listened to 30 minutes to 40 minutes of Jerry Jones talking, and we didn't really take away a lot. You know what I'm saying? So what number from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, y'all giving him a 10. I'm seeing a lot of 8s, 9s, 7s in the chat. All right. Let's do this. I appreciate y'all so much. I'm going to go with the popular choice of the room based off of everybody putting y'all deals down there. I'm going to go with a Super 8, okay? And I ain't talking about the hotel or motel or Holiday Inn, all right? So he gets an 8. So how we going to use and utilize him? Let me see on whether or not Pro Football Focus got him in on the chart sheet yet. Let's see where they are at with him. We're going to see. Shout out to Zeke. All right, Dallas Cowboys. Everything is live right now. We're going to go to lineups. We're going to go self, none. And we're going to go with they already inserted him. They didn't play around with the food. So what we have is now as an offensive line unit, we looking right at this live. We have, why did I draw that line through there? All right, we got Terrence Steele. This is what your offensive line will look like. Tyler Booker. Cooper Bebe, Tyler Smith, Tyler Guyton. 4 T's and 1 B. So when we look at this, for the foreseeable future, next year, I don't want to hear nobody talking about a tackle. I don't give a dog how bad this team look or how good this team look. I don't want to hear y'all talking about a guard. I don't want to hear ever we talking about a center, swing. I don't want to hear swing guard, swing tackle, sweet low, sweet cherry-o. I don't want to hear none of that stuff with O-line, and I don't want to hear the word with we need, none of that stuff. Y'all, we got our offensive line. It's 2025. I don't want to hear y'all for another decade about we need another offensive line. We got our offensive linemen. Are y'all satisfied now? You know what I'm saying? So all of the people campaigning and cheerleading for the offensive line, y'all need to hush. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to say no more. Because at this point, I'm finna start singing Fred Last, Fred Last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last of all of the people who've been talking about offensive line since day one. I don't want to hear now another word. As that boy said, say what again? I double dare you. Say it. Well, what do Marcellus Wallace look like? And Tyler Booker. I don't want to hear about, hey, wait till next year, and it's just that fact that this and that. I don't want to hear it. Look, no, Alonzo Keys. I don't want to hear about, well, Guyton is the problem. No, I don't want to hear none of this again. I don't want to hear none of this, man. I'm tired, if y'all, y'all just don't know, man. Y'all got some gray hairs in my beard for talking about these damn offensive linemen. Yeah, so I don't want to hear it again. He said,
what does Marcellus Wallace look like? What? What country you from? What ain't no country I ever heard of?
Yeah.
You speak English and what?
Yeah.
What? English,
Motherfucker.
Do you
speak English.
Then you know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Describe what Marcellus Wallace looks like.
Yeah. What do Law Nation look like?
Say what again? I dare you.
I double dare you.
Say what one more goddamn time. He's black.
He's black.
He's bald.
He what else? What else?
Does he look like a bitch?
Do Law look like what?
What does
Oh, hey, so I don't want to hear none of that stuff again. I don't want to hear y'all with the campaigns of the offensive line. We better have no issues with this offensive line. No more L, no more OL. So when y'all addressing offensive line for the 2025 season, I don't want to hear it no more. No more. You're like, what? No. All right. So we got that out the way. we ain't talking about no more offensive line. Okay. All right. So Donovan Easy, that's what I'm gonna call him. He is the next guy on this list. He's the next guy. On a scale to 1 to 10. I do like his production. I was pissed off at his yesterday. I was pissed off so bad. Like, why? Because I'm thinking D tackle, right? I'm thinking wide receiver. I'm thinking running back. I'm thinking defensive back. But they went and got Donovan. And then y'all like, calm down, Law. He got good tape. I say, man, he need a sandwich though. He need a sandwich. Now, for those who pretty much, let me see if I can pull this up. Now, don't y'all say anything if anything pop up crazy. I'm on Twitter, so you know how Twitter is. All right, good. Nothing popped up crazy. All right, so good. Let me do this so I can make it bigger. Pause if necessary, okay? All right, so we're going to go here, and we're going to try to make Brian Baldinger's. That's his name, though. He had the weirdest name in life. The Baldingers are coming. Who? Yeah, the Baldingers. Can you imagine his lady? Who you getting married to, the Baldinger? No offense to his name, though. If you are the Baldingers and I'm offending y'all let me know. Yeah. All right, so while that clip is loading, we're going to pull this clip in, and we're going to listen to the Brian Baldinger. There we go. All right, so... Yes, indeed. All right, so here's the tape of him, and we got Sam Williams, we got Marshawn Nealon, we got Tyrus Wheat, we got Dante Fowler, we also have Michael Parsons, and we have one other edge rusher that I can't think of right now. All right, so let's go. Let's listen to it.
Donovan Ezra-Riaku. Right here from Boston College.
I don't know what he's
Cowboys
second
pick right here. And his ability
Peyton Turner
to get inside and then like this right here. You see that positioning? Mm-hmm. Like he's not Micah. All right, he's not Micah, but he's got an ability to bend and to run and to chase. He's been excellent. massive production. All right, a stand-up defensive end, 2-point stance, South Jersey kid.
South
strong,
Jersey.
all right, I grew up just off of the bridge of the Walt Whitman Bridge in South Jersey right here. But you watch this right here. Like, watch the spin to win.
Woo.
See that? In the spin, watch the hook. See, he's got that hook. Now the tackle's
That's a
waiting.
tool belt.
Now get there and get to the quarterback. He's got a variety of moves, all right? He's pretty advanced when it comes to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you watch him right here. Like, the spin right here is because he doesn't want to get deeper than the quarterback. Watch. Don't get deeper than the quarterback. He's smart like that. Now spin inside and get a hit. Get to the quarterback. Like, he understands what hunting is all about.
Come on
they
with it.
need a guy opposite of Micah right now.
Right.
All right, so here you go. Like, you watch this twist right here.
You gonna watch the twist.
Here you go. There it is. Now, see that? Now he comes inside. Now watch him. He's already set.
Now, when he said he comes inside, all right. So, Cowboys have agreed to. Hold on, dang. We got another person that we agreed to. Hold on. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Cowboys have agreed to. Hold on, give me right here. Where did it went to? It went away. Don't you hate when you get the notification somebody hit? All right. All right, so Cowboys have agreed to. Come on. You stalling. Let's play this up.
Setting up the guard. Bam. Now swim the guard. All right. Pretty advanced in what he does and how he wins consistently over the last 3 years at Boston College.
We signed somebody else too.
Right here.
Hey, this rep right here is wow. This dude, like I said, he gonna be working at Jackson Hewitt. Watch this.
Watch this right here. This is an excellent move. Like, it's not easy to do. Here it is. There's the cross chop. Now watch the right foot. Watch the right foot get through. And
He
now
gets
watch
skinny.
him bend. And now
Where he went to? There you go.
This is
I gotta rewind that rep. Huh?
Watch the right foot get through, and now watch him bend, and now turn the corner. This is a very advanced.
He took that sack away from that guy. He took that sack away. He took that sack away from the other guy.
Loves the game, been good at it, has elite traits to be a double-digit pass rusher, double-digit sack guy, pass rusher in the NFL.
All right, so scale 1 to 10. What do you guys give Donovan? And Mike Smith Jr., did we just sign him? I'll have to look him up to see on whether or not that's the situation, scenario. All right, so the Cowboys on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you guys give Donovan? Easy or Raku? Boy, y'all not a tough crowd at all. Y'all giving him a 9? But when I held that 9, all I can see was my mama's eyes. No one knows the struggle. They only see the trouble. Boy, y'all love this. Ooh, somebody got 10s in there. Sheesh. Louis says Michael Smith Jr. is coming. What school he went to? Because that's a very common government name, because I probably pulled it up and somebody looked like they process his taxes come in. Okay, is this him right here? Kentucky, what school he went to? What school? Nah, so I'm going to give him I ain't going to do him like that, y'all. I'm going to give him an 8, man. I ain't 8.5. Y'all know 9 is just being cowboy, too cowboyish. What school did Mike Smith Jr. went to? We need to sign Bond. Okay, he has move plus efforts. Eastern Kentucky kid. Okay, so Eastern Kentucky. All right, I'm going to look up his tape once this stream is over with. He's 6'1", 213. What position he played? Looks like safety. All right, so let's see what we have here. 7th round projected. All right, with good size and strength, Smith tools. Let me see if y'all can't see what I'm watching. Hold on, my bad. All right, so let me pull this up around again. They have him 6'1", 213, Jacksonville, Florida. He's a senior. He's with good size and strength. Smith plays physical tools, skill set to set him apart, best suited to play as a downhill safety with limited coverage duty. So he's in the box. He's coming downhill. You may put him on foreside, and he will be that guy. He would not be the guy that you can look back at and say, all right, he will be the guy that can cover every blade of grass, according to this report here. Toughness to support the run in the box as a safety. I love that. You're going to come down, hit, field, and pursue. Breaks down and wrap up on open field tackles. I can't wait to see that. I'm going to be looking for that. Quick to limit runs after catch while covering underneath. Size and strength to break up catch tries to contesting. Can step in quickly on kick or pump return coverages. Okay, you need that. You need soldiers out here. All right, so lateral transitions from backpedaling. That's most safeties back there. You know, safeties are cornerbacks with bad hips, so they put them out in space, right? Struggles to stay connected with receivers. That's what safeties are. You know, they don't have good hips, so they keep them out in space. Put them on the roof, right? Burst to close on throws is average. Need to maintain coverage focus near the end zone. Okay. Inconsistent in chasing plays from the backside. That's because he's a little slow. All right. So he's a downhill safety. I don't have his 40 time. Guarantee you probably be like a 4.6, 4.7 ish, maybe 4.5. Okay. He runs a 4.5. Okay. 4.54. So he must not have recovery speed. Okay. AAC is not SEC, okay, all right. Yo, check out the film on Clayton Crawford. We signed him too? Oh, Cardinals got a dog. Okay, well, we'll take a look at him on the back end. Craig Wilson from Cal. We got him too. Cornerback Cooper Beebe signed. Kobe. I said Cooper Beebe. Kobe Bryant signed with the Rams. Okay. That's some Illuminati stuff, okay? All right, let's get back over here. Kobe Bryant, LA Rams. I get what they try to do. They ain't really like that. You know what I'm saying? All right, so Shavon Revels. What do you guys give Shavon Revels on a scale of 1 to 10? Kobe Bryant signed with the LA Rams, right? All right, so and y'all get the play, right? Lakers in 7, baby. All right, Shavon Revels, he's 6'2", 194 pounds, 8 tackles, 2 pass deflects, and 2 INTs last season. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. Come on, y'all. Come on, see, you giving them a 10? 7, 9, 8. Boy, y'all, jeez, y'all love them all. Y'all love them all. Okay, he's hurt. A 1, 10. Okay, so based off of the people that's commenting here, and I'm seeing great value. 8, 7, 8s, 5s, 8s. Yeah. All right, 8.5. So according to the numbers, right, you know, we only have a few 5s. Holy shit, the Eagles did it again. Who did they did now? What the Eagles did? Fly Eagles fly. Pierce Hollins. He must be good. Somebody gave me a breaking news, Pierce Hollins. So oh, man, I erased these. This was an 8, right? 8.5. Y'all giving him an 8. Jadon Blue, he's 5'9". Oh, no. Y'all gave him a 9, right? Y'all gave him a 9? But when I held that 9. All right, so what y'all give Jadon Blue? Because that's my guy. That's my guy. And I'm going to tell y'all what I'm going to give him. You guys are nice, but I gave him a 7, and I really like him. He's one of my favorite picks of the draft. But I want to know from your thoughts, Jadon Blue. He's 5'9", 196 pounds. He had 730 yards rushing, 8 touchdowns. He averaged 5.4 yards per tote, which is not bad at all. In receiving, he had 6 touchdowns there and 368 receiving yards. And keep in mind, they don't play like a 17-week schedule, right? So if you do the quick math and you say, okay, he was able to literally give you some touchdowns, because that's how I look at production too. If you can score points, man, 8 plus 6 is what, 14? Yeah, 8 plus 6 is 14. He gave you 14 touchdowns last season, right? So 6.5, 5.5. Why y'all don't like my pick? Why y'all y'all don't like my pick? Well, okay. I guess I see somebody with a 7. Milton with an 8. Okay, all right. He do have fumble issues. There was another running back that had fumble issues. You just got to get stern coaching. His name was Tiki Barber. Who's old enough, because I know y'all kind of young in here, who's old enough to remember Tiki Barber, right? And if he can run and if he can be a Tiki Barber, then what you're going to have to do is work on that fumbling thing, right? He's a smaller guy, 5'9", 196. Yeah. Work on the fumbling issues. Okay, 8 fumbles is a lot. They don't put the bad stats on this sheet, but yeah, that's a lot of fumbles. If he can get that Tiki Barber training, he'll be a good for us. To a point, my guy Bad Dog, he thinks that Tiki Barber is better than Emmett. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? So based off of y'all consensus and based off of the numbers, I'm going to make it a 5. Damn, I keep erasing it. Okay. Can I remember it? 9. This was a 8.5. This was a 8. This will be a 6. All right, so Shamar James, not Turner. What do y'all give Shamar James, man? Tom Coughlin fixed them fumbles. Yeah, every 34 carries he fumbled the ball is from Cuddy. You're right. Shamar James, they don't even have his stats up there, but he runs a 4.69 40, right? And he is the kind of caliber of linebacker that went to the same school Shotty went to. Bad Dog was a damn fool for that, King G. Yeah, you ain't lying, boy. I laughed my ass off on Bad Dog thinking that Tiki is better than. But Bad Dog crazy. Bad Dog thinks that Eli Manning is better than Troy Aikman. Bad Dog think that Eli Manning is better than Troy Aikman. Let me say this again. Bad Dog think that Eli Manning is better than Troy Aikman, and he think that Tiki Barber is better than Emmitt Smith. It's crazy. That's crazy. But shout out to my guy. He's one of the best in the business, man. We're going to do a show sometimes, I believe next week or the week after next, Super Friends. And y'all know, I ain't going to fall out the chair drinking my hand. But I'm going to tell you, we're going to do the Super Friends show again. All right, so Shamar, y'all giving him a 5. 3, I see some 3s in there. I'm going to go put this as a, let me see, 5, 3s. We got 3s, 4s, some 2s. He was high. He needs to be drug tested. Yeah, true story, you know. And he wasn't doing it for clickbaits. He was serious. He's flat out serious. Yeah. Bad Dog is smoking that good cushion alcohol. All right, so we're going to give him, since we're talking about it, we're going to give him a 3.5. A whole backwood on it. All right, so now we have Cornelius. This could be a 6'4", 310-pound Cornelius. Is this a guy that's going to be a Terrence Steele replacement? Is he a Matt said with me, well, let's go replacement? What are we doing with Cornelius? You know, what grade will you guys give Cornelius? Another offensive tackle. I don't want to hear, like I said, after this year, I don't give a dog what happened to this team. I don't want to hear y'all talking about we need another O-line guy. We got 18, 19 offensive linemen here. What do you give Cornelius, Johnny Cornelius? I see 5.5 or 6.5 going twice 4. Will he replay still mid-season? I don't know. He practice squad bound. No way he draft a guy. He goes to the practice squad. But I've seen crazier things, Fihoko, 4.5, 6.5. Did Junior Fihoko go? He was in UCLA, was he? Huh? I don't know. But all right, so your guys are giving him I'm just going to give him a flat out. That's a shame. Y'all like Cornelius. Okay. Y'all grading him higher than damn Jaden Blue. Okay. Okay, well, I'll give him a 5 in. We got 5 on it. Jay Toya. How you say the man? Jay Tolo. What y'all giving him on a scale of 1 to 10? What y'all giving? What y'all giving him? Junior Fihoko. Okay, Junior Fihoko. I thought Junior Fihoko went to the same school, just same colors, different school. Okay. Yeah, that lets you know how much I'm into college football. All right, so Jay, what y'all giving him? What y'all giving Jay, the 217th pick? Ooh, y'all like him, huh? Yeah. Let me see what the meters are over here. Hold on, because I did post something over there on Instagram. Let me see what they talking about over there on Instagram. Oh, y'all like Jay? Ooh wee. All right. Let's see where we at with it. Come along, my friends, come along and get on. Yeah, ride this train. Nothing on this train should lose. All right, everything to gain. All right, so we have so far. Let me see how many people. Let me see what y'all at with this. This video is already at 7,000 views. Okay, all right, so y'all like him. All right, howdy, Cowboy J. All right, love the pick. Beast, Vita Vea. This dude is a beast. Big boy. Pride himself on stopping the run. Monster. Okay. Okay, all right. Y'all like him. Okay, if y'all like him, I love him then. Come on with it. All right, so scale of 1 to 10, y'all giving him, okay, undrafted. I got to update this list. Okay. And we'll do that later, okay. All right, so y'all giving him 6'7", big plug D tackle. Can he outperform Mozzie? 6'8", boy, y'all like him. Okay, we're going to go to a 6.5, all right? 6.5, I'm gauging it. 6.5. All right, 6.5. This is crazy because he's 234 pounds, 6'1.5", basically. He had 1,111 yards, 8 tubs last season. 5.2 yards per average, and he had 103 yards receiving. Where do you guys give, or what do you guys give Phil Mafia? And we already calling him, we ain't gonna call him Mafia, we're gonna call him Mafia. And they are already giving him Blue Mafia. You know what I'm saying? They already got these names together as one, all right? But what do you guys give him? 4 for Mafi, 8. Camo says 5. George says 5.5. Mafa 4. Okay. Kiki 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 4. Bruiser type 7.5. So 5.5. Come on with it. And I think that y'all gave Tommy and them a 6. Okay. From the other time that we was doing this voting thing. All right, so that's what we're going to do from here. All right, so, all right, as the room is continuing to go back and forth, can y'all do me a huge, gigantic favor? Can y'all hit that like button for your boy? And can someone let me know how long we've been live here on the Nation? It's 8 o'clock where I'm at. Let's go. All right. So we got, in order for you to be great at something, you got to study your opposition. You got to study your opponents. Now, we won't be spending as much time as we did to our own, but we will be spending a little bit of time looking at what the others done did, right? But I would tell you, overall grade, now we can do the overall grade before we go and take a peep at what the Giants did, the Washington did, and the Eagles did. But what would be, ladies and gentlemen, the overall grade from A to F on this draft? What would be the overall grade from A to F on this draft? Put it down, whether it's an A or B or C, D or F, and it got to coincide with the numbers I gave here. So let's be real with it. PFF gave us an A plus. Okay. All right. Don't sleep on Javonte Williams behind this O-line. I feel you, bro. Hour 20 something. Shout out to you, Ice Cold. So B plus, B plus plus. I'm seeing it. C. Okay. A minus. B minus, okay. Overall, you guys are happy, and y'all are not angry and upset. Overall, I'm just looking at it like a B plus, okay. Overall, now we'll revisit this grade once we see these guys with pads on and Oxnard and everything. But we screenshotting this now on April the 26th. Y'all gave the Joneses, the front office, All Nation a B plus plus, right? we gonna revisit this. We gonna talk about this. We gonna spread it out. But right now, y'all giving a B plus for the people that's watching this right now. Y'all giving this grade a B plus. And I noticed that we didn't draft a single wide receiver. Now, is this class, in your opinion, is this class better than this class? Is this class better? Is the 2025 class better than the 2024 class? Because we got the 2024 right here. And which class is better? Because we don't know who Justin Rogers is. And I wish I had the grades. I wish we had the grades what we did last year on this and see where y'all was at. Nate Thomas is here, okay? We still don't know who Ryan Flanoy is. We don't know who Ryan Flanoy is, so we got a big question mark here. I'm gonna get a big question mark to Carson's. I like Mears Learfowl. I like Cooper BB. I got a question mark on Marshawn Nealon. Montreal Johnson. The Eagles are signing Montreal Johnson. And I'm gonna put an incomplete grade on Tyler Guyton. Why are you being biased with your grades here? Well, Tyler Guyton, to me, as a guy that's playing left tackle for the first time, and especially when you have Mike Solari and Jeff Blasco, it's hard to grade, bro. So we're going to see how all of this works its way out. All right, so the UDFA, Tyler Neville signed a deal of $10,000 signing bonus with a $90,000 base guarantee signing far as his contract. Shout out to him. He made $90,000 or $100,000 today. All right, shout out to you, Tricks. We might trade Tyler Boyd, because we need more Tylers. You ain't lying. All right, so let's look at our enemies. This was the team that was dead last in our division. They signed Abdul Carter, Jackson Dart, Darius Alexander, Scatterboo. They signed my guy Scatterboo. Marcus Mabo, Thomas Fidon, and Corey Black. Those are their selections there. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do y'all give the Giants? Are they something to be worried about? Should we be worried about the Giants heading into the 2025 season. Who draft better this year? Did they had a better, because they were picking before us, so they had better chances, they had better selections, supposedly. I'm going to read y'all thoughts over here. This is the Giants, Giants still trash. Come on with it, Camo. I feel you, man. I feel you. I love it. Anything the gang sing, law. You know what I'm saying? Trash. Now, Corey Black, not Kodak Black, but y'all not worried about him. You know what I'm saying? They got my Mississippi boy in there, Jackson Dart, and there could have been some love for Eli Manning because he went to Ole Miss. Last time they had 2 Super Bowl rings, they had an Ole Miss quarterback, So y'all giving them a 5, right? Or y'all giving them, y'all like F them Giants, okay? Okay, all right. This is the Washington team. They signed my Mississippi boy, Amos. And then they signed Jalen Lane, wide receiver. I think we had a better draft than they did, though. Although Connery is a really good offensive tackle, 6'4", 311, but Eli loves him. Yeah. Trash. See, y'all put trash up here. Trash. Tell Bad Dog they can't draft. Tell Louis that they can't draft. Trash. Y'all giving them trash? All right. And so we drafted better than, for the record, we did draft better than the Washington team, right? 5 for the Washington team. All right, and the only person that I like out of their draft is Trey Amos. I really wanted us to get Trey. I will be watching very closely what Trey does opposed to our guy Revel, so we'll see. Somebody said Cheeks. Okay. All right. And is this the Eagles right here? All right. So the Eagles, it's crazy, y'all. They went and got Jihad Campbell. 5 sacks last season, 2 pass deflections, what I meant to say. 1 INT, 2 forced fumbles. 117 tackles. All right. And they paired that up with Makuba. And for context, when you pull up, and I hate to do this, yeah, he good. Jalen Lane is good. But for context, when you pull up the Eagles, and I can't stand these boys, and when you pull up at them and you click this right here, they had the #1 defense in the National Football League, Yeah, they had the #1 defense. So, and their defense about to get better with Jihad Campbell and Makuba. I know Neptune. We got to talk about it though. They got the #1 defense, and their first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks was defense. That's crazy. They didn't even look at offense, right? And they went and got Drew Kendall, right? Inside offensive lineman from Boston College. So they all about re-solidifying their trenches too. And they went and got another offensive tackle, 2 of them. They went and got these boys literally with the #1 defense last year and top 5 or top 10 offense. Their first 5 picks was defense. And then we talking about trench warfare. They did the same thing. They went and got 3 offensive linemen. 3 offensive linemen in this draft. They went and got a Drew, Miles, and then they went and got Cam. Cam is really good, 6'6", 317. It's just that if his mindset is together, he's a penalty machine. But, man, he's really good. He got really high upside. And then they went and got the edge rusher from Virginia Tech, whereas when we were listening to them, they was talking about how good that this guy could be if potentials hit, right? So they went and got at least more defenses than they did on offense. So they got 6 defensive players, 4 offensive players. It's crazy. Louis says Bond and Campbell are going to be crazy. And don't forget about Nakobe Dean. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough, man. It shout out to my guy, Lord Brunson, man. Shout out to him. I can't wait to talk to him. But you know how he feel about Nakobe Dean and these sorts of things. So it's crazy, y'all, how all of this stuff goes. So on a scale of 1 to 10 or grade, however you want to do it, where and what will you guys give the Sheagles? What are you guys giving them? I want to know. I need to know. Can I write trash up there? Dak do owns filthy, you know. Camo, I don't know how Makuba and Jihad Campbell fell to them boys, man. Whatever luck that they done hit, whatever mojo crazy spell they got over there, shoot, them boys. You know, when we pull up Pro Football Focus, we had like one blue player, and that was like Michael Parsons on defense. So if I go pull up, and I'm not glazing them boys because I can't stand them boys over there as far as Eagles land, right? But if I go pull up lineup, them boys got some blue chips, everybody in green, you know. And then they inserted this kid here, and they inserted that kid there. So we pull up ours, we haven't inserted no starters. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, God dog. You got Quignon, Cooper DeJean, you got Reed Blankenship, you got Adoree, you got Bond, Dean, you got Jojo, you got Carter, and then you got Smith on the edge here. So their weak spot on Esteem, that's their weak spot. Cam Jurgens just got a crazy deal, you know what I'm saying? Jahan Dotson, I think that did they release Jahan Dotson? They got Brown and Smitty. Man, it's crazy. Barkley, don't have me to pull up mines. But Ty Robinson is nasty. But you know it goes like this, man. You know how it goes. I can't stand it. Montisha. I can't stand them damn birds, man. Y'all just don't know, man. I can't stand them, but I can't hate right now. I want to so bad. Say, man, these guys are trash, but I can't do it, y'all. I can't lie to kick it with y'all. And they are in the Jalen Ramsey sweepstakes. This is for my guy Action Powell. Riggs. Oh my gosh. Shay Shay says, let me pull it up right quick. Shay Shay. Is that Club Shay Shay? Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp going through a lot, right? Shannon Sharp. Oh, boy. Yeah. Damn, Shay Sharp going through a lot, ain't it? Bird fan here. I've been watching you since Super Friends when you passed out live. Hey, man, why you been watching me since then? You ain't watching me before that time frame? You one of the best content creators out here. Appreciate you for the $9.99. Next time, man, go ahead and send me $49.99 for that hen. Then I'm get another bottle of hen. You know, nobody cares about Ramsey, bro. I want the Eagles to get Ramsey. Come on, get him. Go get him. Destroy that team. Yeah, indeed. Go destroy that team for your boy. All right, so while we are waiting, we're going to open up the phone lines and everything. But before we get any further with this particular situation, I just want to take a moment to appreciate. Yo, if you're serious about gaming, you need to check out the Turtle Beach Self 700. The headset is built for power, comfort, the hybrid leather cushion, metal reinforced design, the clean, lay flat look that made to last, the real magic, the dual driver that give you high definition 24-bit audio sound, that crisp, that footsteps, clean shot, 3D sound that put you in the game. And switching device easy. You can bounce between PC, PlayStation, and even your phone with Bluetooth. Thanks to Crossplay, noise cancellation, giving you crisp, crystal clear, zero static sound. Game smarter, play louder, dominate everything. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's get it. Let's get it, man. And be sure to check out Turtle Beach headset wear. One of the best in the business, if not the best. And they got the extended tip that you can speak into, so it can give you noise cancellation when you're playing the game and you're whooping up on some of those Eagles fans that's playing the game with you. Be sure to reach out to them. Lay flat, real comfortable. You can literally put this over the head and play for a long time with comfort. It's all about comfort, and it folds up pretty well. These are the things that you need to look at when you are out here, and if you're a gamer, you know, especially when you're traveling and stuff like that. And then it comes with a cool carrying case, a box that you can put around in your studio or in your gaming facility and all of that. And this is the Stealth 700 version, so be sure to check that out, download it, and get about 10% off when you use promo code LAW, and you help grow the nation. So let's do it that way, Cowboy Nation. All right, so one other thing that we've got to pull up here, and that will be the let me pull this up. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Boom, boom. Bear with me. Hail Mary. All right, so who should be the first person we do film analysis and breakdown on before we talk about this? We got Kentucky, Oregon, Josh Kelly, Fairweather, Elijah Clark, Justin Barron, Tyler Navell, Bruce Harmon, right, and Mike Smith Jr. Who should be the first person we do the film on? You know, Seth 700, yeah. Cowboy signed Trayshawn, yeah, Holden, wide receiver. Okay, yeah. All right, that should be the first person. Not bad at all. Let's do this. Phone lines. I think Sadiq already put it in the chat. Y'all follow the phone line. And with that being said, hey, if you listened to this and you saw that the Eagles drafted that good this offseason, let me tell you, and you were driving, and then somebody mistakenly didn't see that light that was red and they T-bone you, this is what you got to do.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first. Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
That's 214 or 817, and all of the threes you can dial. 3333. Contact them. Dial that number before you call 911. How about that? On top of that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the globe, if you can't dial that number, be sure to visit frankelfirm.com. Someone will be able to help you out with that. They don't take advantages of you like those insurance companies, right? And even if something small like a fender bender or something major like a T-bone, still give them a call. Come on with it. That's 214-817, all of the threes. The Inside Caramel, come on. Call my line. Hit my line. 657-390-7391 is the hotline for your mind. What? We got nobody in here, boy. It's a cold line. It's a Saturday. I forgot about that, man. Y'all with friends and family. So since no one is on the line, we can depart. We're going to give y'all about I thought it was a hotline. It's a cold line. Boy, I thought y'all were going to be in here, man. We give it about 60 seconds. No one call in. We get on up out of here and have one of those days. Yeah. Overall, I would tell you guys, I like Jadon Blue. Overall, from a from a completion aspect, I do like Tyler Booker from a completion aspect of it. I do like the J guy, big boy down inside, move stuff out the way. I do like what he brings to the table. Who else we like? To a degree, Donovan, but it goes either here nor there because the same love and adulation we had for Donovan is similar to what we had with Sam Williams, right? Sam Williams, Michael Parsons 2.0. Sam Williams had more hype than Donovan, so we'll see. And even though people said they had a first-round grade on Donovan, we'll find out, Cowboy Nation. All right, so with that being said, let me see who all will be in here. And I got 3 callers, and hold on. We're going to get to all 3 of them, all right? G, Cuddy, man, from the 313, man. What's good with you, bro?
What's going on, Law? Hey, man, listen, I appreciate you. That first day almost took me out with the draft, man.
I know, right?
Yeah, man, but after talking to you, that level set me pretty good, man. I mean, this is like, this is a philosophy. They rolling with just what they doing. And so, at the end of the day, it's like, we have to see. I mean, a couple of the picks, like the Donovan pick, I think that could be a good one. I guess, Blue got some speed, but listening to those guys in the press conference, I mean, they pretty much told us we like our guys with our wide receivers, and I was like, even though that's like befuddling to us, I mean, to me, it's like
there's only 2 unknowns on our team with wide receivers.
Mingo.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And Flo. Yeah. We kind of got a basis of who Jalen Brooks is, right? We kind of feel like we kind of all know who Jalen Brooks is, and we know who Jalen Tolbert is. Now, what they're hanging on with Jalen Tolbert is that he was the leading touchdown wide receiver last season, but he had so many inconsistencies, man, is that I don't see his flashes are not consistent. Even in a drive, he's not consistent, right? It's just by chance that he had those touchdowns. So my biggest thing is I like Kevontae Turpin as the gadgety guy, right? Mingo and Flo. If those 2 guys can hit, I wouldn't be mad at his Lamb, Mingo, Flo, or Flo, Mingo, Lamb. That all rhymes. Flo, Mingo, Lamb. I won't mind that at all, bro. But
right.
It's just the unknown. It's not sexy to us.
What I would say is we kind of seen this before. I mean, with before they got Amari. I mean, the difference was that year we didn't have nobody. I mean, at least we got CD now, right? But it's like I do believe they think, hey, with our philosophy, what we're gonna do, this gonna work. Now, I've always been told it's the Jimmys and the Joes, not the X's and the O's.
Right,
that's what I've always been told, right? But again, I think what's gonna happen is we gotta let it play out. We gotta see what happened. If it doesn't work somewhere along the way, I feel like they're gonna try to recalibrate, and that's when they're gonna push for more of these trades. And like you said, next year, man, I don't want to see no 20 offensive linemen and all that kind of nonsense. So we just gotta see. That's what I mean. They told us. They pretty much told us, hey, this what we going with it. And I like the control the trenches, run. I like that.
No doubt.
I'm good with that. But at some point you're gonna need to skill people. We just got to see how it play out, man.
No doubt, Cuddy, man. Man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in, and thank you for all of your support, bro. You've been giving a lot of support, bro, and they don't go miss. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you, bro.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them, man? And the reason why I said that because he literally
and they understand the cost.
He understand the cost. Yes, indeed. You know, I'm not on the clock. You know, some people be doing this. They on the clock. You know what I'm saying? They getting paid about an hour. So this is all me loving y'all. And I could be watching Batman versus Superman or something, you know, on Rewind or trying to get caught up on Daredevil or something. All right, so Dak not done yet, 737. You're live on The Nation, brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com. Talk to me.
What's up, Law? How you been, bro?
Hey, man, I'm doing great, bro. I can't complain.
That's what's up. So, okay, I was kind of mad at the first pick.
Yeah.
Boss Cowboy kind of reeled me back in a little bit, I ain't gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly just want to know what you think about the whole draft and, you know what I'm saying, all the players we got. Like, you know what I'm saying, what's your grade on it?
Overall grade, remember, I'm kind of like in the middle. I'm still giving Shotty, even though I shook his hand, got his number and everything, I give him a 5.5, right? So overall, if I'm being fair to everything, I'm giving this whole entire grade like a B flat, right? Not a C, not a super A, but it's just a B flat. So it's a little bit above, like, it's just right at average, right? So I just got to see how everything folds into, like, what it's going to look like with the Cowboys in the new edition. Last year.
Yeah, because I mean, honestly, I just think, like, how we drafted, it was, I mean, to me, it was just telling Dak, once again, I'm going to need you to prove it.
Yeah.
Because if you was really trying to put real weapons around Dak, I'm not saying the first round, but maybe the second and third, don't get a receiver. You know what I mean? I don't think they should have waited that long. I like the running back.
Yeah.
I do like the running back.
Yeah.
I didn't really know about him until I started looking at some of his film. Also, bring down some of his film.
Mm-hmm.
I like the running back. Yeah, he does have a family issue, but so did he. You know what I mean? So I just think that type of stuff can get fixed.
Mm-hmm.
And with that speed, that could be something big for us. So I do like the running back. But no, so I'm going to be fat. I just want to know what you thought about it because I know, you know what I'm saying, you break down film. You know what I'm saying, you look at players. You kind of get a feel of everything that's going around, you know what I'm saying, the league. Mm-hmm. So I really just want to know, you know what I'm saying, what your input on it.
Yeah, it's just wait and see. Like everybody's kind of like new. Javonte Williams, he's an injured guy coming back. You know, we need to see whether or not he's going to be that springy guy. He was the Marion Hampton before Marion Hampton, even at that school, right? So I look at Miles Sanders. When you blocked it up front, I think he had 1,300 yards with the Eagles, right? He disappeared when he went to Carolina land, right? Deuce Vaughn, somebody asked in the chat, what's the difference between Deuce Vaughn and Jadon Blue? Well, if I'm being fair to Tiny Deuce Vaughn, he had more production than Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs while in college. Guess who we brought in the building? The guy that he pretty much coached him up in college, Connor Riley. So I'm not putting pom-poms and cheerleading for Tiny Deuce Vaughn, but if anybody should have snake venom, right, it should be him, saying that they counted me out, they saying I'm too small, they saying I'm not fast enough. Jadon Blue is a whole lot faster because foot speed, my guy Deuce Vaughn only ran a 4.5, right, or 4 something like that. This Jadon Blue pro day 4.2 something, so it's crazy. So 4.29, 4.2, 4.3, low 4s.
Speed.
Supposedly, right? So and then he's compared to like a Jahmyr Gibbs, allegedly. So it's so many gray areas with this, and what I'm going to look at is that's going to be some good competition. I'm rooting for Tiny Deuce Vaughn to do something for us because behind that offensive line, it should be hard to see him. I think that Connor Riley knows his momentum and stuff like that. So we will see. And James Brown in the chat says he ran a 4.25 on a bad growing, right? See?
That boy got that speed.
How many times, bro, last year, Dak not done yet, we seen Hunter Luepke being utilized like Kyle Juszczyk, and then they check out of it, right? You remember that game? I forgot which game it was. I like, they finally using him as an H-back where he can catch a wheel route, or they fool around and put him on a drag or something and give him the ball while he was in motion and stuff like that. I hope that Steve Simcoe and Connor Riley and Clayton Adams sit down with a game plan to learn to know how to utilize Hunter Luepke. One thing about the Cowboys, we don't forget negative plays. We don't. The fans don't forget negative plays. And in that Miami game, when Hunter Luepke fumbled that ball, people remember that. And he didn't know what Dak was faking it. Yeah, we talked about it for weeks. We didn't know Dak was faking the ball or he kind of held it too high. So it always goes to the rookie. And you know how that go. We still held that over his head. So, and that was happening 2 years ago, So hopefully, man, this guy can give us something. And we'll be a powerhouse team. It's just running that rock.
Yeah. All right, bro. All right,
Appreciate
bro. Go ahead and go. Let somebody else get in here.
No doubt, bro.
How about them Cowboys? Dak not done. You already know what time it is.
I already know, bro. Good call from you. And Mafia Kid, shoot, he had better production than Jadon Blue. 1,000 yards on the ground. Come on with it. 6 or 7 touchdowns. That's not bad at all for a big burly running back. So it's going to be competition in that running back room. And let's not forget about Malik Davis, Nate Pete. They still on his team too. So they killed us and Edoga got killed by Chubb that game. Yeah. And think about it. We beat Miami that game. I think if we beat Miami that game, I get it. We lost to the Bills. That game could have been the determining factor of whether or not Dak Prescott is the MVP for that year, right? But that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. Let's go to the next caller. We had some more people to jump in here. I got the 254. You're live. This could be John. My guy, John. 254. You're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
Hey, y'all, Nation.
What's good with you, John? Talk to me. What you got?
Nothing. I got a quick question.
Talk to me, man.
About.
Yeah, turn me down in the background. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. You got me though. Talk to me.
I've been watching you all day.
Oh wow, that's what I'm talking about.
Since you sent to air this morning.
Since this morning, yeah, I've been on it. Yes, indeed. I've been on it. Yeah.
I never went off.
Mm-hmm.
And the number pick number 41. What you think about that?
No doubt. Our number one pick or one of our picks. Somebody hold Perez in contempt. Put him in contempt for 300 seconds, man. Somebody get Perez up out of there. But I would say this though, John. And Smith, you get contempt too, man. Mods, take care of that. All right. So with that being said, John, I think that this draft altogether, we got somebody that can rush the quarterback out of the second pick. You got somebody that can protect the quarterback, right? And also you got somebody that can run the ball. So we got all of those things, right? And what I'm looking at from here is that this team did the right thing as far as their draft selections here. I'm just being hard on them a little bit because I don't want to psych myself and say, hey, it's an A+. But Pro Football Focus did give us an A+. Shout out to my guy, Smoke One For You, for sending that information over. I pulled it up on the screen earlier, but, they gave us an A+ on everything. So we did pretty good overall, John. And I really thank you for calling in. Can you let them know How about them Cowboys?
How about the Cowboys? Go DC forever.
Yes, indeed, man. That's my guy, man, John. Diehard Cowboy fan, loyal follower and listener of the channel. Great support. He's a superstar. Undefeated when he go to the game here. So salute to him and salute to John. All right. So with that being said, we got the 856 in the mix. Talk to me.
Yo, what's good, man?
Not much, man.
I'm with we're like 10 minutes from the link, so we listen to the sports radio out here, and all they do is laugh at us. They laugh at our picks.
Yeah.
It's constant. We seem to think that we are outsmart everybody.
Okay.
When in reality, it's very simple. If you need a running back, draft a running back. If you need a receiver, draft a receiver.
Yeah.
It's very simple. James Tolbert, not a number 2 receiver. I don't care what anybody says. Neither is bingo. You go out and get a receiver,
right?
Go out and get a back, and then you draft best player available.
Mm-hmm.
How many defensive ends are on our roster?
Yeah, we got a tongue. We got a plethora of defensive edge guys on this team. Yeah. Yeah.
On our team, and it's crazy because this happens every year.
Mm-hmm.
We expect them to draft the need, and they draft somebody we already have. It was an unnecessary pick, especially the guy's not T.J. Watt. You know what I'm saying?
You're talking about the Donovan. Oh Lord, if he can become a T.J. Watt, I'll be happy. But they pegged him more of a 3-4 outside linebacker. I'm intrigued to know what Matt Eberflus is going to do with him. I would say this though, like I said, Mingo and Flournoy, they are both guys that we can literally say we don't know. And I get where you're saying that he may not be a number 2, and this would be his first year really being able to catch the ball from Dak and the number 1 offense. So we'll see, man. But I do agree with your sentiments that the Cowboys should have went and got a skilled playmaker. But at the end of the day, if you can make the justifications of these picks and Pro Football Focus, not saying that you got to go by their grades, but they gave us an A+.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you're saying the best player available?
Well, within reason, right? I mean, if you had, let's say you had Tom Brady, and then all of a sudden the next year you had a chance to draft Aaron Rodgers, you in that order, you was like, I don't need another Aaron Rodgers, right? I already got Tom Brady. So I try to figure out a way to get someone else to help my starting quarterback. So you go best player available within reason. That's how I look at it.
So I look at it like in reason, why do we need a defensive end?
Defensive end. I don't know the Cowboys board, but they had him as their first round draft grade. They had first round grade on him. So when the second round hit, they was like, okay, he was there. But if I'm a betting man, if I was a fly on the wall, I'm quite sure that the Cowboys were heading into getting Alfred Collins. In my opinion, I think that that's where they was going to go.
I mean, that's probably like our third or fourth need. I'm not this. Booker was a good pick.
Let me pull up.
You know what I mean? We need a completely new mindset in that locker room. Understand that, but we have a passing game that we have the worst skill players in the NFL. The worst group of skill players in the NFL. And we did nothing. We did nothing in free agency, and we basically did nothing in draft. Why do we have to, as fans, endure this? Oh, they have a first round grade on a defensive end when we have 4 or 5 already. Is he going to an impact player more than if we would have drafted a running back? If we would have drafted Trey Harris in the second round.
Is that who you wanted? You wanted Trey Harris?
I wanted a receiver. I mean, he would have been better than a defensive end. It's take the highest player that you need. That's my opinion, because you enter the season with nothing. You enter the season with no wide receiver too. To me, you're hoping on Mingo.
Okay, that's what we doing. We hoping on Mingo, yo.
When you could have just drafted one.
So who did you wanted in the first round?
I wanted to trade back and get Golden.
You wanted Golden, okay.
Yeah,
and
trade back.
you wanted to trade back and get Golden. Did you hear the presser? You know, they said that they wanted to try to trade back, and they couldn't trade back for some strange reason. And these are the things that happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they don't always tell the truth, but that's another story. But either way, I would still draft Golden there. He is a guy that you can count on as a number 2 receiver. Now, that's off the board. That's dealt with.
Yeah.
Now we need a running back, and then we can go pick best player available after that. But those 2 positions, the first and 2 rounds, are more likely to hit than if we're drafting a running back in the 5th round. A first-round receiver, first-round running back has a way better chance of hitting than a second-round defensive end.
No doubt, man. But hey, I feel you, bro. I understand your pains with everything, man. All I can say is let's see how the paint dries. Let's see what it look like once it dry, right? You know, sometimes the color changes a little bit.
Yeah, I know, but we've been doing that for like 30 years.
I know, bro. I know, man.
Very frustrating.
I know, man. It ain't nothing to go through, man. As far as understanding the pain.
Why they just can't accept that their pride gets in the way of real. I mean, they just aren't good at that. How
no doubt.
Walk circles around them.
Yeah, they got a different infrastructures, man. But I appreciate you, man. What's your name, bro?
Rick.
Rook. Let me lock you.
Rick.
Rick. Okay, let me lock you in, Rick, man. I thank you so much for calling in, Rick. Okay.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, man. That's Rick, y'all. Put your hands together for Rick. I was looking forever for the 49ers. All right, so we all know that the 49ers was picking right ahead of us, literally right ahead of us on most of these drafts. And not saying that these are the guys that we would have received, but they received guys right ahead of us on every single pick. And I can look at C.J. West. I think we were high on the board with him. I know we were high on the board with Jordan James, who had 15 touchdowns, 5.4 yards per average, 209 on receiving, 1,267 yards on the ground. I'm quite sure that the Cowboys really wanted to draft Jordan James. People were saying that they wanted him. I know for sure the Cowboys was looking at Alfred Collins, 6'5", big boy that can penetrate, gobble up some stuff, 333 pounds. I know people were high on him. Upton Stout, I don't think that we were high on him. Nick Martin, I don't think we were high on him. But there were some other plays that happened, man, and sometimes the board don't fall the way you want to. Now, granted, that doesn't mean that just because it don't fall the way, you got to make it happen for you, right? Sometimes you got to trade up and get things that you really know that you want. But we know, like he said, it's been 30 years, 30 seasons, and the Cowboys, they are stuck in their ways and these type of things. So we got the last 2 callers, man.
The conference has been live.
I got the 205 and then the 240. You hang tight. 205, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com. Talk to me.
Hey, Law.
Yo, what up? What's going on, man?
Man, what's happening, man? I'm on a whole nother phone, man.
Oh, okay.
Brother.
Oh, man, all is well. Can't complain. I saw you in there earlier. But then
yeah, man. I had to get off that phone, man. I had to get off because I wanted to tell your family I said hello and many blessings to them, man.
Many, in plenty.
I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna make this quick. Let me say this. Let me say that. And see, I want people to realize. I said to myself, I'd rather for somebody to say, Uncle Charles, I don't like you. I can't stand you. And I said my prayers and I lay down at night, and I knew how you feel about me. Than to mess around with somebody that don't. I'm going to tell you that right now. This is the same similar draft as last year.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to ask you a question, Law. Did we make the playoffs last year?
No, we definitely didn't.
Case closed. You had a decent draft. You did what you. This is what you should have did. You should have got a running back or a receiver at number one. You see, if you got the wide receiver at number one or the running back at number, then you do it, and you get the wide receiver at number two. Then you come back with a defensive tackle, and you fill out the rest of your roster with safeties, corners, and offensive tackles. You did what you wanted to do. You did the same thing last year, and you didn't even make the playoffs. You gotta go get Lamb some help. Now I'm gonna tell you something. Everybody want to be a legend. Everybody want to be a legend in YouTube, and everybody want to be a legend in this game we call football.
Right.
Well, they had a legend out there at Waterworld, and he trained well for 30 years, and he was a legend too. But 2 weeks later, they brought a killer whale in there, and he set him and killed him. And why did he kill him? Because he never trained a killer whale. Is he still a legend? Yes. But his ass is still dead, though. This is what I'm talking about, man. People need to. We did the same thing. This is the same thing Jerry Jones doing. He lured you to sleep. He had you out there in that hot ass weather. Go Cowboys! And then you get out there to the gate and you fall out. Now you need somebody to give you some damn water because you don't feel the hell out. You ain't got in your car. Your ass damn near dead out there. So I'm not paying Jerry no mind. And when he said, "Let me be trite," hey, cut the audio right there. When he said, "I'm just being trite," cut the audio.
Cut it off.
So he ain't gonna do a word the hell out you. I'm gonna say this. We had the same thing in close. We had the same kind of draft. Did they do it just a little bit better? Of course. They throw a little bit more salt in the food. That's all they did. But I'm gonna say this. All you did, this is a donkey draft. Hey, what do they call it? What other thing they call a donkey, Law? What they call a donkey?
An ass.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So I ain't eating that. So I'm not gonna eat no donkey. Even though you got some donkey food off me, I don't want it. This is what I'm talking about. And I like to appreciate you, man. Thank you for what you do, Law. I saw you at the show, man. And my son watched you. He said, "Dad, I like the way the Law got his thing set up.
Yeah.
I want to do that." I said, "You can inspire." And nothing, son, I will get you in touch with him where he can. It's take a village to raise a child. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, Uncle Charles, man. Appreciate
Yes,
you,
sir.
man. I love it, man. And hey, you have a good one. That's Uncle Charles from the 205, man. Yeah, I mean, it's rinse and repeat. Yeah, they went with the same order almost, if you really look at it. Pretty much offense, defense. You know how the order went. Just the extra bonus pick with Cooper Beebe. So the difference is that sometimes you can see things that are similar, but from different points of views, and there's nothing wrong with that. And we just don't want the same result. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, they tell the same story, but it's from their point of views. And if you read all of those two books, they're all four of those books, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, you realize, hey, man, I'm reading the same story, but it's a different point of view. And I do like the way he kind of broke that down and contextualized it from what the what is all said and done. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here to – I got to wait till this paint dry, And speaking of that, let's go into this right here. I got my guy flying above the rest. He was out there, one of the first people at this event that we had, the draft party. And, of course, some things that wasn't all in line with what we needed, but he got there early, and he was able to help aid. He was able to assist. And all right, man, we got one. And to make a longer story short, this brother from another mother went and got me a good old shot, man. He got me 2 shots, man, and we got really going this night, man. I really appreciate it. The followers of Law Nation here in the building, flying above the rest.
Yes, sir.
Come on with it.
Yes, indeed. And I see that you want me to partake in something that's really good for us. Yes, I did. Because I'm such an avid follower and loyal follower of the one and only Law Nation. Okay. I know that my guy is a fan of the hits. Yeah. So I feel it's only right since you got us out here tonight, man. Say. Yeah. To Law Come on Nation with Sports.
Come on with it.
Best in the building, y'all. Yeah, let's get it, Best baby. in the building. Come on with it.
Well, come on. To the west side, the best side, baby. Come on, what do y'all know about it? That's what's it, man.
Lord.
Flying above the rest, man. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. Yes, indeed. That's my guy, man. Flying above the rest, man. The greatest amongst you will be a servant, someone who's willing to work, someone who's willing to partake in time and taking out time of their day to help you out. So shout out to you, man. Louis Ortiz, Brady Laws, appreciate you, man. Postal, I agree. Shout out to you, Sadiq. Shout out to you, Lisa, still live. Man, Lisa, I know I'm doing marathon after marathon after marathon. And yes, liquor law. Yes, indeed. What was the creator son first miracle? Could somebody put that down in the chat? Come on with it. You know, he had to make sure it tastes. It's good. Now, come on, mama. They go to alcohol. Yeah, so y'all better stop. Y'all better read up. You know what I'm saying? But neither here nor there. Last but not least, caller, I got the 240. You're live on the nation. Brought to you by FrenkelFirm.com. Talk to me.
Hey, what's up, Law? How you doing?
Man, I'm well, man. Well indeed, bro.
I like the show. I've been following you for a while. I met you before, but I
Thank
was
you.
like a lot of the callers that, been calling in before and, be upset if they didn't pick who I thought we should pick, and I stopped doing that like Travis Frederick draft. Because I felt like, when they drafted Travis Frederick, he ended up being, all pro. So I look at this draft as like, you got a new shot, you got Schottenheimer. People don't know his coach was. His father was legendary.
Yeah.
His father used to coach. You know that.
Right.
He played with coach Kansas City Chiefs. And back then they had a hell of a running game.
Right. Old Marty Ball,
Yeah, they ran that ball. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, Jerry Jones and them, that they, letting him, put the ball in his court and let him dribble that ball or football or however you want to do it, throw the ball. But I think they did a good in this draft because everybody, I wanted the Wildcats. I thought we was going to get, Golden. That's why everybody, we talking about it. I scout. I watched a lot of players, so I wanted Golden too with the speed for the deep ball. Take some off the top, and it didn't happen. But if you look at what Dak is great at, Lord, he was great when he had that offensive line when Zeke came in the league. He had the offensive line. He was booting. He was waggling, and we was winning games. So they fixed the offensive line. Second, a lot of the players we wanted went before us, not just the San Francisco 49ers. All the wide receivers went right before we picked. All the running backs, I believe they wanted, went right before we were supposed to pick. And we didn't have that fourth-round pick. So, hey, that's where we lost the running backs at, the fourth-round pick again, once again. They traded away. So, yeah, we got what's his name for the fourth-round pick. But I think they did pretty good because we're not just drafting, to throw deep balls. We got to draft to win the division. Not only is the champions in our division, but we got a strong defensive front in all three teams in our division. So we got to be able to hold up to this division. We got to win the division first. People don't understand that. We got to get out. We got to beat Philly. If we want to get to the Super Bowl, we got to go through Philly, and they in our division. So I think they did a good job with the offensive line. Now they got a lot of linemen on the roster. I believe a lot of them going to be, terminated. But what you think about this, Lo?
Talk to me.
The tush push. I figure we got to do something to counter that tush push. And I was thinking they should have got that big boy out of Florida, 460 pounds.
The Bucks figured that out. They said, "Man, you know what? We gonna get that. We gonna get Shiloh. Yeah. They got Shiloh, him. They got man Golden. No, they got Ibuka, Tez Jackson, whatever his name is, Tez. You got him.
Snatched them right on up.
Yeah.
Snatched them all up.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I was looking at like one team in the NFL is gonna have to find a way to counter that tush push. And I don't know why they ain't gonna get big boy from Florida. I would have got him and Nazir Stackhouse. I'd have got both of them, stuck them in that middle, and put them right there. And Mozzie and boy from UCLA, because that's that 4th and 2, they on their third, they going for it. 4th and 1, hey, that's a high percentage play for them. So somebody in the NFL will have to counter that tush push. And another thing I was thinking about, all these linemen they got, They need to put 3 of them in the backfield. If they can't, we got to get our own 4th and 2. I think Shotty got to come up with some kind of short yardage package so we can do the same thing. So I believe they did pretty good. I mean, the edge rusher, hey, he was a first round. He had first round talent on him, late first round, all day long.
Right.
I don't think it was. It's like people got upset when they drafted the tackle from. He was the best guard. You take the best guard. Why take the second best receiver when you could take the very first best guard? That's the way I look at it. Because a lot of these teams don't have. Think about it. If they don't have like 20 some first round picks because you got 11 on one side, 11 on the other side. So that's what 22 players. So you should have 22 first round picks, but it doesn't naturally work out like that every year. But I think they got the best guard at that position. So why get the second best receiver when you get the very best in one position? Lock our line up, protect that.
Mm-hmm.
If Rico Dowdle got 1,000 yards behind that line, come on now.
Yeah. Now here's my thoughts on this. Uncle Charles is right where as far as what we did in the draft, kind of like similar. Things are kind of similar, but the difference is it's a different approach now. I think that we're going to lead in with run, 2 different play callers. I mean, even if you just sit back and just listen to like the running backs coach, or if you listen to the offensive line coach, the new now quarterback coach, and Ken Dorsey and the analytical guy and what we're doing here, 2 major different things. Coaching do matter,
Yes, it does.
It matters a lot. That's why I always bring up coaching. I truly believe I'll go to my grave, bro, to say that if we had Bill Parcells the length of time we had Jason Garrett, we would have been to at least multiple Super Bowls, multiples.
Oh, yeah.
But egos got
at least 3 Super Bowl teams. I think
Romo
had 1 or 2. Dak had 1. We should have won. We had at least 3 Super Bowl teams, and I think
you know what? You know what crazy? I think 06, if Romo never botched that, if they didn't give him a slick ball, you know what I'm saying? And we just make that kick. We beat the Seattle. We beat whoever else. We take that momentum. We go into the Super Bowl. 07, if you had a stern coach who tell people, don't go to damn Cabo, I think we beat the damn Giants, beat the brakes off of them, right? We go to that Super Bowl. We probably lose to the Patriots, who was undefeated that year, I believe. But I think we still give them some punches, man. I don't think the Patriots were they undefeated that year, 07? Or was it 11? 2011 they was undefeated, right? But they had a good record.
Yeah.
They had a good record. But I think we can beat the Patriots, man, that year in 07. I think we finished that season 13-3. We were red hot. We had no weak spots outside of a few flaws in the secondary. But we could run the ball. We could throw the ball. We had 2 good wide receivers. We had 2 good running backs. I think that year there was a Super Bowl in between those 2 years there.
Who was opposite? Was Dez there? Who was opposite of Dez?
No. That was way before Dez. It was in 07. It was Terry Glenn.
Oh, you going way? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going way back. I'm talking about if we just had the proper coaching.
That's when they got rid of Antonio Bryant threw the shirt in Parcells' face. Okay.
Yeah, that was in 06. But you see, in 07, we had the. Miles Austin was still wearing 14, I believe, right? He wasn't Miles Austin. It was still. Think about this. Look how good this is. In 07, he was our third. He was like our 3rd or 4th wide receiver. Ain't that crazy? It was T.O., Patrick Creighton, as well as Terry Glenn. I mean, come on, man. We was good.
He broke out in that Kansas City game.
Yeah.
And after that, he took off.
Yeah, and that happened. That happened in 2010 or something like that, or 11. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Coaching matters.
Yeah, because people don't. People think that Matthew Golden's gonna come here and light it up. If you don't know Matthew Golden's gonna come here and light it up. He's a good player. I mean, I think he would have been good with us. I want him for the top speed. My thing about that is Dak's deep balls. Sometimes the receivers got to slow up to catch it. So when you got speed like that, you want to be a deep, accurate passer.
Yeah.
So that guy can keep on running. It's been a lot of times receivers had to slow up on them deep balls. But other than that, I want the receiver. But a lot of people, they took everybody. I think the Cowboys wanted in the first round, second round, and third round, and the fourth round. So my thing is, let the coaches coach, because I think everybody's gonna have a change of mind in mid-season when they let the coaches coach and they bring in this new philosophy. Everybody's on board. Then everybody's gonna start to see what's gonna come around. But I think they did pretty good, and we got some. I think they did pretty good in the draft. So I'm happy about the draft. But I met you, Law. I met you in I think it was 16. Leighton Vander Esch draft. I think I met you at what's the guy that got the Fish?
Mike Fisher?
He got the restaurant. Mike Fisher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we met you there a long time ago. I met you right there. Vosh was there. Vosh was right there. Vosh.
26.
Big Danny James was there. I was with Mark Holmes.
At the draft?
Yeah. No, he did a little open thing at the restaurant. Yeah, and I was at the draft.
Oh, yeah. Fish joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I met you there. I think Vosh was there. That's when y'all was started off. Like I said, I've been watching you all this time.
Boy.
Way up there.
Well, we got it out of the mud, man, long time ago, boy. Man, we got some archives, bro. Now that I'm saying it, man, now that I'm seeing it, like, I've been here from the start of Dak Prescott career. Yeah. I started like right before he got drafted. Ain't that funny? That's a long time of doing this. Yeah. That's dope, man.
So
I'm glad you.
When did Vander Esch get?
Vander Esch got here in, I believe, 18. Yeah, 2018. Yeah, you met me there. I know exactly what you're talking about. I just can't. If it's Fish got a whole restaurant. Fish a whole millionaire out here. Fish got money.
Yeah. From DC. We drove all the way from DC to go down there.
Oh, y'all did the whole trip thing. So you did it with Foots.
DMV, DMV, Foots, all of us rode down.
That was funny as hell. It was funny as hell when I saw Foots. I was like, damn, he's 6'3".
He wasn't looking, but he's tall. Yeah, he's a tall dude. He looked like a wide receiver. But yeah, I've been following y'all, man. I just keep my head, in y'all boxing. Keep watching y'all shows, but I appreciate everything y'all do, that you do, and all the other platforms. But I just wanted to call in and give my little 2 cents, man.
No doubt, man. With all of that being said, bro, continue to strive, man. Continue to follow us, man. And look at it, man. Vach is now on Cowboys.com, Syndicate TV. I saw the man on TV. Yeah,
he in there sitting there with
the damn. Yeah, with the damn. He never changed with the damn do-rag and none of this.
I ain't never seen that man hair. I don't know what his hairline look like.
I don't know. He might got some super waves up under there. Vach might got some waves, man. May fool around and take that do-rag off. He got some waves up under there. He ain't bald-headed. I know he got some waves up under there. But, man, it's all good, bro. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man, for following me all this time. That means it's a special place to me, man. Appreciate you.
Y'all do what I want to be doing, but I don't think I'm, cut out for it. I just sit back and do my scouting from the couch.
Man, hey.
Y'all do and watch y'all.
Hey, it's the best place to be at, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. You have a good one, man.
No doubt, man. No doubt. No diggity. No doubt, man. It's 240. Hey, I didn't get his name. Put your name in the chat. I'm sitting there talking to the man for about an hour. Didn't get his name. Like, what's your name, dog? Put your name in the chat, man. God, dog, boy. And that's how it be, man. Hang in there, caller. Yeah. He might got them super waves. Skywalker got them super waves, man. That joker, he take his do-rag off. But see, Sky different. Sky can multi-blend. He be serious. He got the glasses on. You think he all cool, calm, and collected. But when he put that damn do-rag on, you better watch out. Oh, Scott turns into a whole nother person. Yeah, Scott turns into Big Game James when he put that do-rag on. Yeah. How much money would y'all pay? Y'all reach out to Tom Downey and say, hey, Tom Downey, just one time for the one time. Put the damn do-rag on. I would love, because they be having 5,000 people watching their shows, man. That's a chat sports, man. They They do an unbelievable job, man. They kicking everybody's ass in like algorithm stuff and what they do far as content creations. And they like a real laid back platform. But I would love, because they do stuff like they take drinks, they take shots, they give people be throwing $300-$400 in at chat sports. I be looking over here like, yeah, it's just me over here. I wish y'all show me some love like that, but that's a whole nother conversation. But how much money y'all throw at Tom Downey to see him with a do-rag on? That would be funny. Yeah, I would love. Scott turns into a naysayer with that do-rag on. Y'all even got a clause for him. Do-rag Sky, you know. Yeah. No undrafted players in a while. We must be fighting other teams for guys now. Yeah. I need to check to see. Let me see. Where Kendall. I don't want to hit up his agent. I just want to hit up somebody I know. Let's check to see where Kendall went to, because I know. Yeah. And then let me know. Okay. All right. Tyler Montgomery. What they lying on Blue about? You know what I'm saying? As we Blue is 5'9". Yeah. Shout out to Do-Rags, man. Back in the days, you know what I'm saying? When I used to have them waves in there too, man. Don't get it twisted, man. I had them waves in there, man. I got some grays in there now, though. Yeah. Can one of y'all catch this? Can y'all catch this? Yeah. I got some C4-ish going on over here, you know. Yeah, I got some C4 going on over here. You know, I used to rock the wave look, but I think the way my head is shaped, you got to know your head shape. You know what I'm saying? I think that this look is me. Some people, the press conference. Wait a minute, we already did the press conference. They're doing another press conference? Well, they doing the undrafted rookie press conference? Man, come on with it, man. I'm not tired, but I'm ready to go now, though. Y'all participation done dropped off, man. I should have did some mini videos, but I've been in this room all day, and I always stay in these rooms on draft day. It's like an omen. Like, for those who really like been like Law Nation loyal supporters, if I could say that, y'all know I've been doing this for years, just being locked up in this room. It's like I get food and all this stuff handed to me because I'm locked up in this room. I order my DoorDash, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing everything in this room, and yeah, I already did the press conference. Yeah, I already did the press conference on this show. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, rated up. Nah, then y'all say, man, hey, he really trying to be like James Harden. You know, I'm about like 8-9 years older than James Harden. That's crazy. And shout out to James Harden. Well, y'all know I was playing around with him yesterday on this damn thing. What is it? James Harden, you know. Well, I got this one in there. Okay, here we go. James Harden, you know. But when I go to Houston, man, I get to eat free down there. I love it when he was playing down there. I go down there and shoot. Hey, Law Harden. Yeah, come on with it. So, and 9 times out of 10, y'all know I look better than James Harden. Come on, I just don't have that money. You know what I'm saying? Give me that James Harden money and shoot. It's coming though. Mama is on the way. All right, so did we go over everything? We went over everything. AJ, what's good with you? What's the grade? It's Coach AJ too, by the way. Coach, you got to put Coach AJ in there, man. What's the grade for Dallas on the draft? According to PFF that my dog sent me, I got to go back to it now. Let me delete some of these things. Delete them. Deleting. I never thought about it. Let me read what they say. I'm doing big things because I work hard. I work hard, man. I work hard for y'all, man. Yeah, y'all hurt my feelings, though, man. Some of y'all hurt my feelings, man. And y'all know I got a photographic memory, so I know who said what. And I'm saying like, damn, man, y'all been rocking me for all these years, and y'all said that about me. Y'all almost made me cry. Y'all know how much time I put in here. Shout out to you new subscriber. Like I say all the time, there's other content creators that they do like content creation for other things. Like I'm a content creator that I love talking, right? And I love I love this, man. And yeah, so they gave us an A+ coach AJ, Tyler Booker, Alabama. They gave him an A+. They said Zach Martin retirement left a hole. And they feel as if though he would be that hole filler for them. They gave Donovan easy. They stated this right here. Value in the Cowboys, stand out, maintain solid grade in particular. On Pro Football Focus, they had a 90 on his edge rusher, so he got edge skill. Shavon Revel, who I have reservations on, selected to represent a great value of the Cowboys. Revel is a tall outside cornerback, back-to-back season coverage grades way up in the 80s. Jadon Blue, they talked about his 37 forced missed tackles. He can run, but he struggles with fumbling. Maybe they had to send him to Tiki Barber School, right? Is Coach Tom Coughlin still alive? Maybe we send him over there and tell him, hey, stop this kid from fumbling the ball. Yeah. They gave us James. They talked about logging over 1,000 career snaps in 3 seasons with mixed results. 46, 75. They doing by grades. 14 run stop, forced fumble guy. So he's a good run stopper guy. They gave Cornelius a total sack pressures. He was good. 1,466 pass blocking snaps. That's good to them. Hole fillers, right? Jay. They gave Jay, he's 6'3", 335, 325. They said he's very difficult to move, right? And he's a run stopper guy. So they gave us good with that. Mafi, they said that big power back, big back. He's a big back, provide power. So when we get inside the 20, look for Mafi. How I look at it is that outside of the 20, give it to Blue. Right? So either Javonte, Coach AJ, either Javonte Williams, say it with me, is going to be this year's version of Royce Freeman, right? Or Ronald Jones or the other running backs that we get from time to time, right? And I think that Miles Sanders is probably Royce Freeman light, or Miles, or Miles could be Ronald Jones. I don't know. But these are guys that they bring in, and they're going to determine whether or not they can make this team, right? So my biggest thing is I want you guys Monday, because they might take a little day off tomorrow. But in the words of my guy. Oh, yeah. Either Miles Sanders, that's a better comp, Melvin. Either he can be the next version of, dare I say, Dalvin Cook. Right. But by Monday, we should be hearing some type of news, because he promised us with that $37 to $38 million that he got, you know what I'm saying, that's sitting out here.
Are you shitting me?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Are you shitting me?
No, I'm not. I'm not shitting you, but he promised us, ladies and gentlemen, that there'll be some type of trade. So give me the guys that you all would love to see. Is it a Garrett Wilson? Is it Keenan Allen? There'll be a pickup, though, from free agency, right? Is it Breece Hall? You know what I'm saying? You know, who will it be? But I'm leaning towards we don't need another damn running back, though. I'm leaning towards a wide receiver. If it's Garrett Wilson or DJ, it could be DJ Moore. Or it could be, look, I want you guys, I know Smoke 140 going to do some work on it. It could literally be somebody that drafted a wide receiver that said to their veteran wide receiver, we no longer need a veteran wide receiver because we got our new wide receiver here, right? And it could be something like that. A DJ Moore, man, that would make me go crazy. Or it could be a Pickens. What's Pickens' first name? Because it definitely ain't Carl Pickens. His name keeps slipping my mind. Carl Pickens played for the damn Cincinnati back in the days. I'm telling y'all my age. What's his name? Is it George? Yeah, George Pickens. Are they related, Carl and George? Let me get on up out of here, man. Yeah. Yeah, so it's going to be some news. And I know for sure there's going to be some cuts. Yeah, Tyler Lockett, Tyreek. That Tyreek thing, man, with the kid and everything, even though I think he got, nothing on the record with that. But you know how the Cowboys do. But somebody is going to get cut because we got too many offensive linemen. Amari Cooper. That could be a real tangible thing. Right? Chubb. Let's bring him in. Yeah. But I know one thing for certain. That next season around this time, I don't want to hear O-line, in-line, tackle line, guard, center. I don't want to hear none of that. Because all I want to hear is us getting skilled players, more and more of those things. Yeah. That's what I want to hear. So the pace and the race to this offensive line conversation for the nation should be no more. And we, through this stretch, it's time to dive into the film analysis and sessions from yours truly, Law Nation Sports. From my eyeballs to yours. Now, all of the draft guys, kudos and credence to them. They did an unbelievable job. Foots the King. Boss Cowboy Sports. OC. My guy, Big Game James. Fox Lombardi. Louis. My guy, JC, Cowboy Network. Come on with it. DMV George. Who I'm missing out to do all of this? Oh, my brother from another mother who will fight for me from the beginning to the end. Jay Tuck, who was out there at the draft. Yeah. Tom Downey and all of those boys. All of those guys, they didn't do a good job at all. No. Mark Holmes and all of those boys, HTM, Keystone, Cowboy. Let me know all of the people, man. Put their name out. If I'd be remiss if I don't say my brother from another mother, John Machota, right? My friend want to contact you, Jonathan Hall. Appreciate you. They say the journey of 1,000 miles begin with one step. Don't dismiss the power of one. It was only one Martin Luther King, one Medgar Evers, right? One Messiah. There's only one JF. There's only one Chris. There's only one Paul. There's only one Peter. I see there's only one NJ. All it takes is only one JP. Appreciate you. That's in the chat. I don't know where Trey Lance is at. But by this time next year, y'all can start y'all trucking company together. Shout out to you, JP. Almost legendary. There's only one, and it's one Sadiq. The power of one. Kobe Bryant is now signing with the Falcons, from what I'm reading here. The power of one. If everybody in this chat
and they understand the cost.
One professor. If everybody, one West Coast, my dog.
I said close them doors.
Close them doors.
Ushers, close the doors.
Close the doors.
Close the doors.
Come on with it.
Close the doors. We all gonna leave together.
We all gonna leave together.
Of you tonight.
Come on.
And those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online.
But if all of you guys want together, can hit that like button, share this content, let that friend, that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Because all it takes to change your world is one phone call. It can change your mind. One view can change your heart. One disagreement can change the perception on how people look at you. Right? One lie can travel around the world before the truth get off its bed and brush his teeth and put on his three-piece suit. But I come here to tell y'all right now that the truth takes its time to visit you, and once it knocks at the door, no excuse will be able to get in the way. So the Cowboys need to look into the mirror of Dak Prescott, see Dangerous Lamb, the running backs on this team, the offensive linemen, the coach, and everybody that's under the sound of my voice. They need to look into this. They do. And say to themselves, how can they be the difference? Well, I got to tell you this. Mama said, baby, say that quote one more time before you leave. Mama, okay, I said. I like it when you say it to me. Patrice, keep it law. I see you. Shout out to you. And there's one Patrice. Love you. Appreciate you so much. T, member for 10 months. Appreciate you. Takes a baby 9 months to get here. So T, you 1 month old. You know what I'm saying? Come on with it. Appreciate you. But if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all of your scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan for it, or lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold or the poverty or the famish or fame or the sickness of body or brain can turn you away at this right Gina. There's 2 Ginas though, and one with the G. There's only one with the G and one with the J. The one with the J is mostly on Facebook though. But if dogged and grim and besieged and beset, with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening, you will get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours, for these marathons. I ain't giving y'all a marathon tomorrow though. No marathon tomorrow. We going back to our 1 hour, 2 hour shows, but they don't know. But let's get on out of there. There's only one prime time. Yeah. Melvin Richards says you'll make a good preacher. Preach, preacher. Pastor Law Nation of the Cowboys. Come on.
I wake up, flex, I'm down now. No drip this. Tell him run it up.
Turn to 1 Romans Corinthians chapter 9. Come on. Now we gonna turn to new Trayvon Diggs.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might
Romo numerals.
9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turn to a savage, now my baby.
Until next time, one love, baby.
I love my fans, don't need no friends.
If we offended anyone, charge it to my beard, not my heart. Don't zone me though. Come on.
First one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy.
Can't call me lazy.
I was sending an invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ.
Come on, turn to New Jerusalem, Jerry Jones, Bethlehem on the other side of the star.
No drip this.
Come on.
Tell him run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might
Law Mother Nation, baby. Yeah.
I wake up, flex, I'm down.
Romolations.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might.
We're going to turn to Micah. That's in the Bible. We're going to turn to Micah chapter 11, sack 5. Come on.
That's what the devil used to love playing those games.
The devil love playing those games. Not mine. Come on.
I made a promise to her, swore that I would
I made a
change.
promise, baby.
I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name.
Hey, hey. I wake up. Come on. Law Nation. Come on, Ray. I see you. Shout out to you, Smith. Montana 808. Dallas Cowboy hard hitter. You gotta say hard like me. T. Richburg. Come on. Rondas. That's my auntie right there. Shout out auntie. G. Cuddy, Sister Sal. Tricks. Jonathan Hall, hit me up, man. Give me your friends' contact information. We'll try to get back to them. Yes, indeed. Shout out to you, Patrice. Oh, boy. Yeah. Come on with it. Come on, where you at? Ah. Yeah. All right. First Stevens. Cap Jones. Revelation states, will a man rob from Stephen? Yes. Come on. I breathe you in. Shout out to you, little Dallas. Don't let the street light.
All alone. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you. Can
I be on?
play it too?
I follow wherever you go, whatever you do. Play it too. Come on, I know y'all singing with me.
Come on, man.
It's an evil world we live in.
What is your profession?
F 'em.
He answered. I talked stuff. I thought we had it, but it goes to show you who's the better.
It's a new season. They gonna lose this year for sure. Come on, tell them.
You're crying.
Who the best?
I'm hurt.
to flap the hat one more time for the Eagles for the hard fight they did?
Let's go, birds fly, Eagles fly. Still.
Nah, we ain't gonna say that. Come on. Player 2, Monty. I guess if I started now, they gonna start losing.
Take some money out! Temporarily doesn't feel that far. Wasting my time now, come on! So far, so
and they understand the cost. There's 1,000 of you. I said close the doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We are going to be together. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. But I need everyone standing up here with us, with me.
That big boys, I'm hurt.
Because again, it costs to sit up. I got you. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or you need to give tangibly, bring the baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folks.
Hush! Hush your mouth over there now.
Y'all can bring it right now. Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on it. Take your phone and stick it on the bucket.
All I ask.
Giving is worship.
All I ask.
Giving is worship.
Are you
Giving is worship.
Are you shitting me?
All I ask.
This ain't the time to
Is
talk.
when you lay your head on that pillow at night.
1,000 people need to give $20.
I gave everything.
1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people online need to give $20. This is easy, saints. This is an easy miracle. We should be able to raise $40,000 tonight just from y'all. That's it.
I ain't mad at
Let's go, man! Let's go! Oh my goodness! Robert. I cannot believe it! You're killing me, man! Let's go, man! Let's go!
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
It's an evil world we live in.
Swallow.
What is your confession? Don't give up the fight. Everything will be alright on any given Sunday. Yeah, depend on you. If you win or lose, you know you got to pay some dues to live on Monday. Yeah,
Nobody. They can come closer than close. Yeah. Original, they never.